Hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous about this live stream. Not the live streaming part, I've done that enough. But the free hit, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I've considered 400 billion different combinations of players. There are still a few spots in the team that I'm just not entirely sure about. And I can almost guarantee you there will be some last minute panic. And the Arsenal game is the early kickoff, so we might be getting early team news. Basically, you settle down and relax for the next 2 hours and just watch me panic. You can live vicariously through me and watch me panic, but you guys should be nice and relaxed. And I will do my best to deliver the best advice to you as well. Do say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. Daddy Raptor, Daddy Raptor, Daddy Raptor. Okay, am I Daddy today? That's fine. I'm always up for being Daddy Raptor. You guys seem to decide when I'm Daddy Raptor. Here goes the baldy. You look radiant, sir. Do I? I didn't sleep very well, so I shouldn't look radiant, but there we go. Is it because I'm wearing pink? Do I look radiant in pink? First things first, Raptor, what are your thoughts on Nick Nurse firing? We'll get into that post-deadline. That's a post-deadline question. Hi from Dublin. Hi from Dublin. Good to see you. I'm going to panic, Big Ross. Don't panic, Frank. Frank, don't panic. Relax. It'll all be okay. It's all going to be okay. I'm internally panicking. I'm petrified. Because I know, let's be honest, I know I'm going to make a last-minute decision that I regret. But it's part and parcel of these streams. If you want someone that doesn't make last-minute panic decisions, then you're in the wrong stream, I'm afraid. Raptor, good to see you, Jay. FPL Andy. The Raptor beauty shines. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. There's so many people in the chat already. Right, let's get on. If you can see random bits on me, by the way, the sun is shining beautifully, but rather than sitting in the sun, I'm streaming to you guys. So I hope you appreciate it. But yeah, the random bits of sun is coming through my blinds. Please panic and make a wild transfer. Not now, Yelena. It's the last thing I need is people to encourage it. No, but it will happen. It will definitely happen. But I accept it. Again, it's part of what we do here. Right. What am I doing, chat? Oh yeah, I'm showing you my team. We play FPL on these streams as well as whatever else we discuss. So this is it. Now, before you start asking, this is not locked in. Lots of things could definitely change. And I have been changing them a lot throughout the day. So I have been doing some tinkering. The key positions that I think are likely or possible to change, not likely, but are possibly going to change, is Harry Sutar in defense. I'm not entirely convinced. And Gakpo could possibly be switched out. And then Gabriel Jesus. I would say those are the three spots. Jesus, Gakpo, and Sutar. The reason for that is Gakpo and Jesus, I think, have quite a high upside. I think on their day, if they're starting and getting enough minutes, they're going to deliver quite well. But neither of them are guaranteed to start. And I'm just really still not sure about that third defender spot. So let me show you what could possibly take place with this team instead. And once I've had a bit of a chat about my team, I will, of course, answer all of your questions in the chat as well. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're someone that's not on a free hit, do not worry. I will get through to all of your non-free hit questions as well. By the way, chat. Wait, this way. Chat. Green arrow. Green arrow. How good is that? Don't see it very often on this channel at the moment, but there's a green arrow above my head. You won't. It's so depressing every single stream just loading it up and having a red arrow directly above my head. But no, it was green this time. Right. So, oh, this is the other thing I wanted to mention, by the way. The Arsenal kickoff, the Arsenal game is the early kickoff, right? So it's at 8 o'clock tonight. There's a very, very decent chance that we get early Arsenal team news before the deadline. So what I would do over the next 2 hours before, or next hour and a half or so, before we get the early team news, is I would look at your team and the three Arsenal players that you have, regardless of who they are, I would come up with a plan for what happens if we get told that they're benched. Especially Gabriel Jesus, and especially maybe someone like a Bukayo Saka and Martinelli. Less so the defence, but think, if Jesus is benched, what's your plan? Because what you don't want to do is Jesus gets benched, we get early team news like 10 minutes before the deadline, and because you're panicking and you're not sure what you're going to do with Jesus, you get locked out of the site, because I think a lot of people are waiting for early team news. So my current plan, if Gabriel Jesus is on the bench, which I don't think is going to happen, I'm pretty sure Jesus will start, is I'll do Jesus probably to Isak, could be Solanke, but Jesus to Isak. I would then either do Gakpo to Erdegaard and then get Van Dijk in defence. Or I could just leave Gakpo in there, and then in like the Fabian Schär spot or the Souttar spot, then I could just go for Gabriel or Ben White or basically any Arsenal defender. Kieran Tierney's actually high up on my list as well, but it would be something like that. Oh, I would have to get rid of Fabian Schär, wouldn't I? Let me do that because I've got too many Newcastle assets. So essentially what I would be doing is moving Gabriel Jesus to an Arsenal defender and then bringing Isak in for Gabriel Jesus. Like I said, the other option I have is that I actually, instead, rather than doing it that way, is I bring Ødegaard in. So I've still got the triple Arsenal attack, bring Isak in, and then I actually switch to Van Dijk in defence. So it kind of would look something like that. Fabian Schär, Gakpo and Jesus versus Van Dijk, Ødegaard and Isak. So these are the things that I'm thinking about at the moment. But realistically, if Jesus starts, Jesus is going to be in my team. I think the upside there is far too high with him. But I think there is a reasonable chance that he's benched for Trossard this week. They've obviously got Manchester City on Wednesday. They can't just run him into the ground. And his minutes are going to be less than secure anyway. So what do we think about the team, Chan? What do we think about the possibilities of potentially switching into an Arsenal defender or potentially Ødegaard if not? So questions that I'm getting quite a few of already. I'm seeing a lot of people asking about Jota and a lot of people asking about Trossard. If Trossard starts, I suppose Trossard is fine to bring in, but you know he's probably not going to get more than 60. But I don't hate Trossard. And when Trossard plays, his data's quite good. Jota, I prefer Jota to Gakpo. If you were to give me a completely clean team and just say, who do you prefer, Gakpo or Jota? Then the answer is definitely Jota. My issue with Jota is kind of, I like a lot of the other strikers instead. So I love Tony and Watkins. I really like Isak and Solanke. Whereas the midfielders, I'm kind of less keen on. But I suppose what I could do instead, and I think this is kind of, I guess, what a lot of people are mentioning in their teams. Let's say that I don't want... Oh, bit of lag there. Let's say that I don't want Jesus, or let's say that Jesus is benched for some reason. It could just be as simple... Jesus to Diogo Jota, and then Gakpo to Trossard or to Ødegaard. Like, that's not a terrible change, is it at all, chat? What do we think of that? Gakpo and Jesus to Trossard and Jota. If, again, I'm just trying to think of contingency plans. What happens if we get early team news that Jesus is out? I don't want to wait until that happens to start thinking about this stuff. So that's also a possibility. There was a super chat I missed. Sending love from Toronto to the GOAT of all Raptors. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for the super chat. It's very nice of you. Jota could be benched. Jota could be benched, but I don't know if you've not watched the Klopp press conference. It was quite a long press conference. Klopp was just rattling off these quotes that just didn't make it sound very good about Darwin. There was kind of a lengthy period where he was essentially just going one after the other, after the other, after the other, just with things that just made me feel like Darwin's not going to get many starts at the moment. It was about the lack of pressing. Then there was a comment about him not speaking English. Then there was another comment about him not being quite right for the system that they've got. There was just a list of comments over and over again about Darwin. So my vibe at the moment, and Diaz obviously isn't probably fit enough to start regularly. So I feel like Jota, Gakpo and Salah feels like the starting front three at the moment. Good to see in the chat, Rihanna. Nice pickle profile picture as well. I rate that a lot. I rate that a lot. We do love pickles here. If you don't like pickles, get out the stream. Is Trippier essential? Not essential. My thing with Trippier, because I didn't have Trippier at the start of the week, I feel like I was overthinking it. I feel like I was trying to be different for the sake of it. Trippier's got the best attacking. If we just go over to Fantasy Football Hub, if we go post-World Cup defenders and we look at expected goal involvement, it's Trent, Trippier, Perisic. So if you're going for the three defenders with the most upside this week, and I do like a Perisic pump, by the way, Trent, Trippier and Perisic look like a decent triple. But if you go across the entire season, it is... Oh, again, it's Trent again. So Trent's actually improved recently, but Trippier's always kind of in the top three for expected data. So even if you don't necessarily expect a clean sheet against Spurs, I don't mind it. But these three just pop up over and over again. Trent, Perisic, Trippier, Trent, Perisic, Trippier. And I was looking at the data. It was actually Baker over on Twitter was telling me about this. look in recent weeks at how ridiculous Perisic has been. 0.6 expected goal involvement. He's had 2.52 shots per 90, 1.68 shots in the box per 90. Like, Perisic at the moment is absolutely on fire. He's just topping the list repeatedly week after week. So I don't mind a punt on Perisic. I don't know if anyone's even considered Perisic, but I think he should be starting. But yeah, I feel like Trippier, he's not essential, but he's just so consistent. I know he's not got that many points in recent weeks, but for me, it just feels like a little bit of a no-brainer. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment with it. And also, I just don't like any other defenders. I feel like if there were tons more defenders to choose from, then potentially I'd be more interested. I might bin off Tony for Jota anyway, just that fourth mid, looking at Bowen, Maddison, Eze, Willian. Chat, who is your favourite fourth mid? I'll run a poll now. Why not Kane? I'm just not interested in Kane. I can't have Trippier and Kane. I think you pick one or the other, really. Is Tony a nailed option for you? Tony is a nailed option. I don't know why. I've just got a bit of a feeling about Tony this week. His data's good, and he's on penalties, and Villa's defensive data away from home hasn't been perfect, but it's just a bit of a gut feeling, I think, with Tony. Right. Yeah, just spam in the chat your favourite fourth mid, and I'll run a poll on those four, and we'll get a bit of an idea about who people like. By the way, if you are enjoying today's stream, please do drop a like. Make sure to subscribe as well. We are trying to hit 70,000 subscribers, which is a crazy number, before the end of the season. So if you've never subscribed, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you change your mind later, you can always unsubscribe. Don't unsubscribe, though. Right, let's run a poll. Bowen's popular, Eze, Bowen, Eze, Maddison, and then other. Right, we'll do that poll. Perfect. Thanks, Jeff. Who is your 100k imminent? I don't think so, Yelena. Maybe in a year or so. The growth has slowed down slightly. So the reason I'm saying your favourite fourth mid is I think most people will have Salah, Martinelli, and then one of Saka and Ødegaard. So it's that fourth midfield spot. Gakpo, I suppose, is in there as well. Do you know what? I'll go Gakpo as well. But that's only... Oh, do you know what? It's fine. YouTube need to introduce polls with more than 4 options. That's the issue that we've got. Sorry if your choice isn't on here. I apologise. There can only be 4 options. So there we go. Vote for your favourite fourth midfielder. Bowen, Gakpo, Maddison, Eze. Done. Hi, Yelena. Are there any more drunk videos coming up? There might be for her. Yelena might be coming on a live stream as well at some point this season, if we can get her on. She's a busy gal. Eze, Bowen, Andreas, and Billing. Billing? Are we interested in Billing? Should we have a look at Billing's stats? Because I genuinely have no idea. I can categorically confirm I've not put Billing in a single draft this week, which probably means that he'll go on to do very, very well. Nice. Billing's... Oh, it's defender. That's why. I was like, why is Billing not popping up? I mean, I'll be honest, I don't watch Bournemouth. So let me know if the eye test suggests something otherwise. Those stats are just average, though. That data doesn't particularly excite me. Oh, actually, in more recent weeks, in the last 6 games, there's been a bit of an upturn. But no, Billing doesn't interest me with those stats particularly. Someone like an Andreas, though... The reason I like Andreas is he's on set pieces and he takes a lot of shots. So his data will be similar to Billing. But I feel like now that he's on pens and he takes a lot of shots and set pieces, there's more routes to points. Even Eze, though, all of these options have pretty poor data. I'll tell you the one that has the best data is James Maddison. So I feel like if you're taking a punt outside of Gakpo, Maddison would be the one for me. Whereas, yeah, Bowen, Eze, Billing, and Andreas all have really poor data. So I don't particularly like any of them when we're looking at the stats. Sorry, just got a few super chats. Jeremy says, oi, Ross, Eze and Jota or Gakpo and Solanke? Eze and Jota or Gakpo and Solanke? Gakpo and Solanke for me. Can't wait for the Billing haul. It's bound to happen. Anytime that I say a player is definitely not going to do well, then they normally do well. This is why I don't make categorical statements like that. Alfred Churchill. What a name. by the way. What an empowering name. That is Alfred Churchill. What do you think about Gakpo, Salah captain, Saka, Ødegaard, Martinelli midfield? So a double Liverpool, triple Arsenal midfield. I don't hate that at all. I'm all for it. I prefer Jesus slightly to Ødegaard, but let's say Ødegaard is out. Do you know what? I didn't even consider that. Switching to a 3-5-2 and going triple Arsenal midfield and double Liverpool midfield. It's an option, Alfred. It is an option. Hello, Raptor. Good to see you, FPL Perspective. Thank you for being here. Solanke and Gakpo or Jota and Andreas? I still think Solanke and Gakpo are the safer pairing, but Jota and Andreas feel like they've got quite a high ceiling, Jace. So I feel like I'd lean Solanke and Gakpo. Penalties for Solanke, more secure minutes for Gakpo, probably. Just about. Tony or Solanke. Right, so if I'm putting on my objective hat, do you know what? Let's do a comparison. By the way, we are going to... The Disc of Destiny is going to come out. The Wahil is going to come out in a second to help us make these decisions. But if we just do a player comparison... Do you know what, though? No, I want to do it since Game Week 17, really. I'm more interested in post-World Cup because there was such a long break that it's basically a new season. Let's do a comparison between Tony and Solanke. Tony, Solanke. Let me know in the chat, by the way, if you're doing Tony or Solanke. Let me know who you currently prefer. Yeah, the whale is going to come out very, very shortly. What am I doing? Oh, God. My attention deficit kicked in. Solanke. I completely just zoned out then. Oh, I've done that. Chat. Chat is... Let me know when I'm back, chat. Oh, there I am. I'm back. I know. I lost like 1,000 people then. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get around it. Just as you started talking about Solanke. Do you know what? I think that was a sign that I need Solanke. Yeah, my hamster got tired. There's a hamster running around on the wheel and it got tired, basically what happened there. We're back. What did you miss? I was basically just slating Solanke. No, Solanke and Tony's data are very, very similar, is essentially what the short of that was. So just pick who you think. I think Solanke's got the better fixture. Tony's playing in the better attack. Both are on penalties. Both are 90-minute men. To be honest, they're both excellent options. So I don't have an issue with either of them. Kane has not blanked twice in a row this season. Last week he did. Also, why don't you like Moreno? I'll start with the Kane stuff. I don't believe in Kane hasn't blanked this many times in a row. Kane is a human being. Kane could easily blank twice in a row. I think he is very consistent, and I would expect him to get returns most weeks, but I don't think that's a reason to pick him. I think in a free hit, I'm looking for someone with a high ceiling, and I can't imagine Spurs scoring lots of goals this week. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then the Moreno pick, basically I really like Tony. And again, on a free hit when there are so many fixtures to choose from, I don't feel like it makes sense to pick Tony and Moreno. So for that reason, if I'm back in Tony, I basically can't pick Moreno. Welcome back, by the way, if you left when the stream froze. It happens sometimes. That actually wasn't my internet. It was OBS. Sort of crashed. But it is what it is. Good evening, Ross. Good evening, Mr. FPL Phillips. Remember what happens if you get less than 40 points on your free hit. So I did make a bet with Rhiannon that if I get less than 40 points on my free hit, I will shave off my beard and just leave the porno stash. So if I get less than 40 points this week, on my video next week, I'm just going to have a really ugly looking moustache and no beard. So let's hope we all score quite a few points, basically. Why Eze over Elise? Elise is better, will words. Elise is better, will outscore. Eze's data's better. Eze's more of a goal threat. Elise's more creative. Elise does have corners as well, but I prefer Eze. To be honest, I don't have either in my starting 11. Is it worth going for a free hit if I have 8 playing with a top 100 rank? Firstly, fair play for a top 100 rank. Is it worth going free hit? 8 playing. I feel like if those 8 are fine, like if it's like Nico Williams and random players, like maybe you've got like triple Newcastle defense and you don't want to take that risk and you've got Kane going up against them, then maybe it is. But assuming that those 8 players, maybe you've got like double Arsenal at least, 1 or 2 Liverpool assets, then you probably don't need to. But it really does depend on who those 8 players are. As I've always said, I don't think that quantity is as important. I think it's quality. I hope Tony blanks. That's an outrageous comment. I hope Tony absolutely smashes it. I'm assuming it's been asked, but if it hasn't, can you give us your thoughts on Sutar over Castagna? Yeah, I've not fully decided on this, but again, let me switch over to Hub just to show you that I'm not making stuff up. Because I feel like sometimes people just assume that I'm making random things up. So since the World Cup, which is post-game week 17, if we just switch to teams and we look at the defensive data, so attempts conceded from, this is per appearance, attempts conceded from set play. As you can see, Wolves are the worst in the Premier League for attempts conceded from set play. So it's Wolves, then Bournemouth. So potentially someone like a Kurt Zouma could be another option as a defender. Then it's Fulham. So potentially a Leeds defender could be decent. Then it's Nottingham Forest, by the way. Potentially Van Dijk is going to score a header. If I was going to pick another Liverpool defender this week, it would be Virgil van Dijk. And yeah, so Wolves have conceded the most attempts from set plays. And then if we switch to looking at Harry Sutar, I always say his name really weirdly. You can see he's got decent goal threat, 0.12 expected goals. And in the last couple of weeks, he's been close to scoring a header. I just feel like it's a bit of a fun pump. My only slight issue with him is he's not 100% nailed. He was benched in game week 30, I think. So I'm slightly worried that he could potentially be benched again. That's the only consideration. But yeah, I really like Castagna. Castagna's probably going to be playing right wing back this game. And Castagna at right wing back is always a really good option. Is it really that dangerous to go without Trippier? No, I don't think it's dangerous. I think he's going to be very highly owned and the chance for clean sheet is okay and he's got really good goal threat. So if Trippier comes away with 12 or 15 points, then yeah, that's going to really hurt your rank. But I wouldn't say it's dangerous to go without him. I think you're absolutely fine to do that. I don't think you should make decisions out of fear, personally. I think you should make the decisions that you think are best for your team. And that's the way that I would kind of rock with it. Apparently other streams are crashing as well. Yeah, I told you it was OBS. And sometimes when OBS crashes, it's an OBS system issue rather than an internet issue. Because my internet's fine at the moment. But yeah, I think OBS kept crashing for people, which is annoying. Yeah, so let me just switch to this tweet because I would like to show you. I was doing some research earlier trying to work out about basically the Liverpool defence. Here you go. So some Liverpool double defence propaganda. So away from home, so when we're focusing purely on away data, Nottingham Forest are bottom of the league, so worst in the league for non-penalty expected goals, shots on target, shots in the box, and goals scored. So essentially, putting that together, Nottingham Forest are the worst attack in the Premier League away from home. If you couple that with what I just showed you, that they're also really poor from set pieces, I just feel like Van Dijk could get a 15-pointer. I've just got in the back of my mind, a Van Dijk goal, clean sheet, max bonus. So I am tempted by Van Dijk. But I guess the flip side, as I've said in the tweet afterwards, you can just see it there. The counter argument is that Liverpool are pretty poor defensively. Like they're 12th for expected goals conceded at home. They're not a very good defence. So whilst Forest aren't a great attack, it's not like you're bringing in the Liverpool defence of old where you expect a clean sheet from them. But I do really like Van Dijk. And for me, I think I would be on Van Dijk. I suppose the counter argument for Robertson is Robertson takes set pieces. So he takes a lot of corners and free kicks. So if Nottingham Forest concede a lot from set plays, it makes Van Dijk a great option. But I guess it also makes Robertson a great option because he takes some corners. But yeah, I think I prefer Big Verge myself. Emily Rutter says, "Hi Ross, loving the stream. Thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate it. Thanks for brightening up my day." That was it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Are you seriously starting Sutar at the moment? Sutar. What are your thoughts on Leno? I like Leno. I feel like if Leno keeps a clean sheet, it's going to be quite a few points because I guess that's what you want from a goalkeeper. You want a goalkeeper that plays in a defence that isn't that good. Because if they're a brilliant defence like Man City, they don't concede many shots. So I feel like Leno's got a really nice balance of Fulham aren't the worst defence, but they'll probably concede a few shots to Leeds. But to be honest, if I was to predict that Leeds Fulham game, I would predict it to be quite a few goals. So I wouldn't necessarily expect a clean sheet from Fulham. As you can see at the moment, I've got Johnston and I've got Pope on the bench. By the way, Gaeta has been in training. I don't know if he's been in full training, but there are pictures Gaeta in training. So make sure you do have a decent sub goalkeeper, just in case. I think Johnston will start, but just in case, I would make sure. And I've got Pope on the bench at the moment. I'm sure you explained it already, but what's the thought process behind Suter? If you just run the stream back 5 or 10 minutes, basically he's got great goal threat. Wolves are not good from set pieces. It's a bit of a fun punt, is essentially that. Why is that light shining directly on my face? Are you planning to make any changes? Yeah, the spots which could potentially change over the next period of time. Transfers. Is here, here, and here. Basically those 3 spots there. And it's going to be a combination. There will be 1 Liverpool asset in that spot and then 1 Arsenal asset in there. Right? Because I want to make sure that I've got triple Arsenal, triple Liverpool. So it's like, do I want to go double Liverpool defence? Do I want to go for an Arsenal defender? Do I want Jesus, Gakpo, Jota, Erdegaard, Trossard? There are quite a few options. But those are the 3 spots where I could change. Ross, do you think Ivan Toney is essential? No, not at all. Not at all. I think Solanke's fine. I think Isak's fine. I think Kane is okay. You could even take a real punt on someone random if you want to as well in that spot. Like, I don't feel like you've got to stick to the highly owned popular assets. Jota and Darwin, if you want to predict who you think is going to start there. Gakpo will not play 90 minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to. I wouldn't expect Gakpo or Jesus to play 90 minutes. Why don't you just put Gaeta on the bench? Yeah, you could just be going with Gaeta and Johnston, but I think Johnston will start. I don't think Gaeta's quite there yet. I'm really starting to feel like the best thing to do is leave my team alone and stop meddling. I spent days, weeks creating my original team, and then I'm now trying to rush changes in for the sake of it. Chat, what do we call that? We spoke about this last week. Yeah, when it's difficult to sit there with hours before the deadline and not tinker a little bit. But yeah, you spent days, hours, sometimes weeks planning a team. And then a few minutes before the deadline, you suddenly start changing it. It probably makes sense to just keep the team you've got. Unless we get early team news, of course. That would change it. David says, no free hit. Maddison, Kane, March for Salah, Eze and Solanke for a -8. Thanks, Ross. If you're asking me if you should do that, David, I wouldn't. If you're saying you've done it, then good luck. But I wouldn't sell Kane and Maddison this week. Like, there's no need to sell them. And March is going to be really good for Game Week 34. So I probably wouldn't be making that -8. But if you've already done it, good luck. Oh my God, that light is bothering me. Action bias. Well done, chat. A few people got action bias. Is anyone captaining anyone other than Salah this week? And if so, who are you potentially looking at captaining? You're cool. Thank you. You're cool. You're cool as well. On my psychology assignment, I'm not sure whether to use self-talk or imagery as part of my intervention. Self-talk and imagery go hand in hand. If you can use both, do that, because you can use self-talk within imagery. So I would use both. If you're going to only pick one, I feel like self-talk is more important. Few people looking at Martinelli. Trent captain. Ross, can you look at Jacob Ramsey? I've looked at Jacob Ramsey's data's not great at all. But if you want to pick him, he's been passing the eye test. He's been playing very well recently. Been playing a more like inverted role. And that allows obviously Moreno to go on the overlap. So I really do like Jacob Ramsey as a player. But not necessarily as an FPL option for me. What do you think Salah's EO will be? I'd say about 130, 140% I would expect Salah to be this week. Maybe a little bit lower. I wouldn't expect him to be much higher because people not on a free hit might struggle to get to him. Oh my God, that lie. I'm just going to lean over here for a second. The one time it's sunny in the UK, I'm stuck here. I'm joking. I love it, really. I love it, really. You're glowing today. That's just a bright light on my face, but thank you. Does he pass the Goblin test? What's the Goblin test? Tell me more. I'm interested. What's the Goblin test? Will Watkins play? Yeah, I don't know why. Ross, please look at Brennan Johnson. What, for this week? I'm not sure. No advice needed as my head is already chocker enough with this free hit. So just wanted to say you are still easily the best FPL content creator. Thank you. I appreciate it. Your head is always glowing. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Watkins had a baby. Did he? That's cute. I didn't know that. Oh, for God's sake. I fell right into that one, didn't I? Okay. Okay. All right, chat. I fell into that one. The goblin test is Goblin D's nuts. Okay. Do you know what? Chat, I give up with you. I give up. Is Perisic a good option? I'm tempted. I'll be honest. He's entered my thinking. I am tempted by Perisic. It's just the sheer amount of chances he gets to score goals for what is essentially a defender in FPL, obviously. Let me just see how I feel. Like that. Who knows? Might feel good. Might feel good seeing that. Or equally might not. I do expect Newcastle to score, though, which is why I'm tempted by Isak. So I feel like going for Perisic doesn't really make sense in that regard. Julio says, midfield 5 of Martinelli, Saka, Ødegaard, Bowen, Maddison. What are your thoughts? Midfield 5 of Martinelli, Salah, Ødegaard, Bowen, Maddison. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I mean, I would want Saka over Ødegaard personally. That doesn't mean that Ødegaard's a bad option. I prefer Saka for the penalties. But I love Bowen and Maddison as well. I really like that midfield. Really nice. Really strong. Ryan Hickey has just become a Rap Tier 1 member. I appreciate you very much, Ryan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Sutar is 2 meters tall. Is he actually? He's not quite. What a machine. He's 1.98 meters. He's such a big lad. Gonna get his noggin on the end of things, isn't he? Noggin? Nuggin? Nugget? Oh, nuggets. Oh, chat. I would muller some nuggets right now. No Brentford assets in the defence. I don't think so, because Watkins and Villa have been excellent recently. Just going to lean to the side because that light's blinding me. Tony Isak or Solanke a Jesus replacement? I don't know. Oh my God, Ross, he's twice your height. I'm not 3'3". I'm not 3'3". Right, chat. Question for you. Could you please let me know who your 3 forwards are in your free hit? Or in your non-free hit. Just who your 3 forwards are. I would love to know. Who are your 3 forwards at the moment? Robin says, I'm not on my free hit, but I am on a wild card next week. Okay, so you need a 1-week punt. I need 1 attacker and 1 goalkeeper. Who to choose? I already have 3 Arsenal, thinking of Jota and Alisson. I don't know who your strikers are at the moment, but Jota feels like a nice 1-week punt that you don't have to hang on to. So I like Jota. Alisson, I feel like there might be better keepers that might make more saves. Jota, I feel like I really like, Robin. Goalkeeper-wise, I feel like you could go for a... Oh, do you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind Alisson. I guess for a 1-week punt, go for it. I like that. Right. 3 strikers. Rhiannon says, I have 2 at the moment. You just have to be different, don't you? You just have to be different. Tony, Solanke, Watkins, Jota, Watkins, Jesus, Watkins. So Watkins is in everyone's team. Lots of Jesus. Interesting. Okay, everyone's got Jesus and Watkins at the moment. Do you know what? I'll run a poll then about the best 3rd striker. That'll be an interesting poll. Because everyone's got Jesus and Watkins pretty much in the comments. Obviously, there are a couple without, but we can run a best 3rd striker poll. Oh, there's not enough options again. We need. This is really annoying. We need a 5th. I'm sorry. There's gonna be no Jota or Darwin on this list again, which is frustrating. But we can discuss them anyway. I feel like Jota's the one for me. I would go Jota ahead of Darwin, personally. Is Gabriel Jesus injured? No, Jesus isn't injured, but he's obviously being eased back in post-injury. I'll go back to my team so that you can see where I'm at the moment. That's where I'm currently at. So my choice at the moment is Tony. I don't necessarily think that means he is the best third striker. It's just the one that I fancy to do relatively well at the moment. Making up points, Martinelli, Saka, Son, Salah, and Andreas. I'm less keen on Son than I was at the start of the week. He's playing very well, but Newcastle are good defensively. I do really like Andreas. He's taking a lot of shots at the moment. He's on corners, free kicks, and penalties. If Fulham score, you would expect Andreas to be involved somehow. So I really like Andreas. I just can't see Newcastle conceding tons of goals. And so I'm less of a fan of Son and Kane for that reason. Jesus is set for miracles tonight. I hope so. If I keep him, that is. When to use the wild card, Ross? If you've got the bench boost, I would use the wild card in 33, bench boost 34. If you've got no bench boost, I would just wild card in game week 34. Whenever your team needs it, I suppose. Why don't you put something over the gap between your window and blinds? Just thinking of you as always. Thank you, Jake. I can't be bothered to go do that now in the middle of a stream, but that would have been a good idea before the stream. Why are people sleeping on Iheanacho? Iheanacho's data is amazing. We just don't know if he's going to start, and we don't know if he'll convert the chances that he gets. He's very much like Darwin in that he gets a lot of chances but doesn't always convert them. Ross, are you worried about Jesus' minutes? I mean, we're hopefully going to get early team news, so stick around for the stream. I'll hopefully let you know before the deadline. But I think regardless of if he starts on it, he's not going to get 90 minutes. So I think if you're picking Jesus in the hope that he gets 90, you're probably sorely mistaken. I think he'll get 60 to 70 at the most. So I'm picking him knowing that, for sure. Sutar didn't play against Bournemouth. Is he nailed on? That's my only worry. That's my only worry. Is that I feel like he could potentially miss out. But when he was benched in game week 30, he just didn't come on at all. So I would just get Fabian Schär off the bench. What do you think about Danny Ings as a punt? I don't mind Danny Ings at all, but similar sort of situation to Jesus, but doesn't have the data to back him. That I don't think he'll get more than 60 to 70 minutes. And he might not start. By the way, if you are enjoying today's stream, please do drop a like on it. I would really appreciate that. And make sure to subscribe as well. Like I said, on the road to 70,000 subscribers. We are currently 2,800 away. That's not that many. Why Gakpo over Van Dijk? I just feel like Gakpo's more likely to haul. I was going to say a higher ceiling, but Van Dijk has a 15-pointer in his bag. But I feel like a couple of returns for Gakpo is more likely than a clean sheet and a goal for Van Dijk. So I just feel like the upside is there more so for a couple of returns from Gakpo. Why do you have Pope? I feel like that's a decent chance for a clean sheet for Newcastle. But Johnston's going to play, I would assume, anyway. Solanke's winning that poll quite comfortably at the moment for the best third striker, which is interesting. I think it's because he's recently hauled, but his data is strong as well. His data is strong. If you had to choose Watkins or Tony, I actually prefer Tony this week, but Watkins has been very, very good recently, so maybe don't back against that. Spin the wheel. The wheel will be spin the wheel will be spun very soon. Words. Right. Chat, what do we think? Hear me out. About this. Van Dijk and Bowen in for Sutar and Gakpo. I don't have enough money for that. Why don't I have the money for that? Oh, I took out the wrong player, didn't I? No, I didn't. I have to, one sec. Bowen. I have to fund it by removing these two as well. But it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Let's just go Castagna because he's cheap. And we can go for Everson as our backup goalkeeper. What do you think about that, chat? So it's essentially Van Dijk and Bowen in for my third defender and Gakpo. Would be interested to hear your thoughts on that. I'll run a poll for it in a second as well. Why Gakpo over Jota? I just feel like his minutes are safer and I like all of the forwards. If Jota was a midfielder, I would probably go for Jota. Hi, Raptor, you missed my super chat. Why would you use a super chat to tell me that I missed a super chat? Why would you not just say in the new super chat what I missed? I can't find your old super chat now. I'll look out for your name. What's your name? Yasir. I'll look out for your name. Raptor, when are you... No, I'm not going to answer that question. Sorry, Adam. I'm tempted by Virgil van Dijk. I'm tempted by Van Dijk, Yelena, as well. I can envision it already. A Van Dijk header. I really can see it happening. Right, next poll coming your way is going to be to help me with that decision then. So get ready to vote. Get your fingers at the ready. That sounds a bit sus. Okay. Virgil van Dijk. Oh, which combination? By the way, don't not vote for the Sutar one because you don't like Sutar. It's basically any third defender, right? I can put Sutar / Anderson plus Gakpo. Like, don't not vote for it because you don't like that. It's basically any third defender in Gakpo or Van Dijk and Bowen. Because that's the thing I'm really sort of weighing up. Van Dijk and Bowen feels like a safer pairing. I don't know if it's just like historical stuff. We know that Van Dijk and Bowen did really well last season in FPL. Who knows? But I've put that poll in the chat. Let me know what you think. Wildcard in 33. Is it worth taking a hit on blanks in 32? No. Yes. Yeah, because it's essentially only a -2, isn't it? Through appearance points alone, you'll get 2. So yes, I would, but I wouldn't take a hit on every single blank. I'd maybe take a -4 or -8 on a couple of players that you think have high upside. I will chat as if you've made that a 50-50 poll. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Zenix says, Trent captain as I've got no free hit. Let's see him play centre mid again. It could be massive. If it had kept a clean sheet in game week 31, he would have been on an 18-pointer because he had 2 assists and his bonus points are always really high. So you never know. Are you not even considering Moreno? No, I'm not considering Moreno because I've got Tony. If I dropped Tony, then you could consider Moreno. But it just makes no sense to pick a striker and a defender from opposite teams. Especially when there are so many other good options. Right, chat, you are being absolutely useless with this poll. Absolutely useless. Bowen hasn't missed point in. What does that mean? Van Dijk and Andreas? I guess it doesn't have to be Bowen. Like, if you're not keen on Bowen, it could be anyone. It could be... Wait for it. Who could it be? It could be Maddison. You guys know I love a cheeky Maddison punt. So Maddison could even come in for that spot there. Van Dijk and Maddison works. Van Dijk and Bowen. Van Dijk and Eze. I could just start Eze instead. Van Dijk and Andreas. I guess what I need to think is Gakpo versus Van Dijk. Is there a massive difference between them? Because if there's not a massive difference between Gakpo and Van Dijk... Van Dijk. The other comparison is a random third defender versus someone like a Maddison or a Bowen. So I really need Gakpo to be a much better option than Van Dijk to justify that. I feel like I'm talking myself into the Bowen and Van Dijk combination. Van Dijk and Madders is a nice combo, though. Van Dijk. That's his new name. I really like Wilson as a punt. I assume you mean Harry Wilson rather than Callum, because I don't think Callum Wilson will start. Is he a van or is he a bike? Van Bike. He's a van and a bike. Gakpo could go crazy. Van Dijk is most likely 6 points. This is true. It is true. I don't know why. I've just got a sneaky suspicion that Van Dijk scores a header. But so could big man Harry Sousa. So who knows? Let's go back. I'm probably still on this for now. But Van Dijk and Bowen as a combo interests me a lot. Let me know in the chat who your spicy differentials are at the moment as well. And I don't want your spicy differential to be someone like Tony or Maddison. That's not a spicy differential. I'm talking really spicy. So let's say Ivan Toney is a medium spice at Nando's. Let's say someone like an Andreas is a hot spice. I'm looking for extra hot spice. I'm looking for the hottest of spices at Nando's. That's what I want. Willian, yeah, Willian's a hot spice. Antonio, that's a very spicy pick. That's a very spicy pick. Iheanacho, extremely spicy. Jota is good. Jota's not spicy though. Jota's just slightly spicier than Gakpo because Gakpo's lemon and herb. Gakpo's such a lemon and herb pick. Jacob Ramsey, I like that. Yeah, lots of Iheanacho fans. Perisic, I'm a big fan of Perisic. I'm tempted still by Perisic as well. Ben Rama, I like. Mateus Nunez, big fan. Edouard. Tierney's interesting as well. I like Tierney. I like whoever plays left back for Arsenal. There are some good ones there. But I like lemon and herb. There you go. There's another question for you. Who goes to Nando's and orders lemon and herb? The answer should be no one. The answer should be no one. Okay. Yes, Son. If Son had a slightly better fixture, I would be tempted, but the fixture's just putting me off Son. Kane captain would be spicy. That would be spicy. I'd give you that one. Rhiannon says extra hot for me. That doesn't surprise me at all. Loves her pickles and loves it extra hot. That sounds really sus. Moving on swiftly. I do love some lemon and herb. Ryan, you've just become a member, but I'm judging you immediately. Harry Maguire orders lemon and herb. Trent captain is super spicy. Right, that's enough of the spiciness. You can go back to asking questions now. Who is Vina? I don't even know who that is. Is this another joke, or is this a person that I should know? Is there a Bournemouth defender? Yeah, I knew who that was. Don't judge me. Vina has a back injury. Doesn't look good. But yes, he is 0% owned. That would be spicy. Anyone that's 0% owned is immediately spicy. I don't think I want Nick Pope as my backup keeper. I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for Leno. There we go. I'm just bored and making changes for the sake of it at this stage. There we go. I also don't think I want Eze as my first sub. I might go like Ben Rama or Andreas. Raptor gets plainish at Nando's. I don't get plainish at Nando's. Now you're just copying me. I genuinely did copy you. You inspired me. I just want to be more like you. Early team news. Most probably yes, but nowhere near yet. It will be about 6:10 would be the earliest. So about another 45 minutes or so at least, I think. Are you not interested in a Wolves defender? No, I think Leicester will score. Why Sutar over Castagna? Just decent goal threat, and Wolves are terrible from set pieces. That's pretty much it. But I like Castagna. Castagna as a right wing back is excellent. I want a Nando's now. Oh, I should have got Nando's to sponsor the stream. If anyone works at Nando's and wants to sponsor a stream, I would sit here and eat a Nando's on stream. Don't test me. Don't test me. Raptor gets ring sting after Nando's. Oh, God. That's too much. Too much. Billing. Yeah, Billing's quite spicy. Hi, folks. Good to see you, Beardy. Good to see you. Free hit now or in 34. It really depends on your team. If you've got quite a few players blanking and you're not happy with your team this week, then play it. If you don't need it this week, then you don't need to. Yeah, IU is a nice differential pick. IU's actually had some decent data recently for Crystal Palace. In the absence of Zaha, he's playing quite attacking. Paqueta. Don't mind Paqueta. Rob Holding. Do you know what? I could imagine a Rob Holding goal. I could imagine tonight Rob Holding popping up with a goal. Ring of Fire must be insane after a Madras. It really is. God, Nat, you think Sutar is the better start over Anderson? I just don't think I want to double up on the Palace defence. I'm just not confident enough in Palace keeping a clean sheet, personally. Chat, I think it might be time to start spinning the wheel. What do we think? Is it time for the Disc of Destiny to pop up? Say yes or no in the chat. If you don't want the disc, say no. If you want the disc, you say yes. I'm starting Eze instead of Gakpo. I don't hate that. Trossard 100% starting. Maybe. Maybe. Yes, yes, maybe. Maybe, yes. Okay. There's an overwhelming part of the chat in favor of spinning the wheel. So, if you're new to the stream, firstly, welcome. Secondly, I apologize for what's about to happen. We spin this thing. Now, the reason that we call it the Disc of Destiny and the reason we call it the Wheel is because I can't pronounce W-H-E-E-L. And the chat mocked me for that. So we've stopped calling it that. We call it either the Wheel, because I can say that, or the Disc of Destiny. What do we want on the Wheel? What do we want to spin for? What are the questions that we're asking it? I love the Wheel. Thank you, Yelena. What is your move if Jesus is benched? It will be one of two things. It'll either be switching to an Arsenal defender or getting Trossard or Odegaard in, but probably moving to an Arsenal defender. Captaincy. I don't think we want captaincy. Everyone just said that they were captaining Salah, to be honest. Whether you get less than 40 points on the free hit, well, that's just not going to happen. I'm obviously getting more. Okay, lots of people want the striker one. Okay, let's do that. So it's that third... It's assuming that you have Watkins and Jesus. It's the third striker spot we're going to do a poll on. Who would you like on there as your third striker spot? Solanke, Tony, Isak. Oh, Jota. We won't put Darwin on because I think most people are going Jota. Jota, Solanke, Isak, Tony. Antonio? I don't think enough people... Oh, Kane. Yeah, Kane. Good point. I forgot Kane existed. Right, here we go. What we do is we do best of 3 or first to 2. The wheel gets spun. And the only thing that must happen is you must listen to the wheel. The wheel. If it tells you to do something and you disobey, that's on you. Right? Thank you. I always cross my fingers but I don't really care. It's going to be Tony because Tony's the best option. It's going to be Tony because Tony's the best option. I'll tell you what, me and the wheel, we're connected on a spiritual level. Like me and my cactus. me and Vincent are also connected. Sorry, this is an FPL stream. I'm going to concentrate. So Tony's got 1 vote. My cactus is green, by the way. It's because of the green screen. If you missed last week. Okay, Isak's getting 1 vote. Okay, Tony and Isak on 1. It's not rigged. Obviously, it's not rigged. Oh, chat, that was so close to Isak. So, I promise you it's not rigged. I can't rig it. It's just randomized. Tony's the best third striker. You heard it from the wheel. So, you know. Second best option is Isak, because Isak got 1, and that is literally unbelievably close. So, me and my cactus, who is called Vincent, think that you should bring in Tony. Don't blame me, blame Vincent. That's what I'm going to say. Right. Let's go back. The wheel will come back out in 10 or 15 minutes when we do another spin. Oh, chat, I've lost everything. Tony is blanking. Why are you disrespecting the disc? Best of 5. I'm getting best of 5. Yeah, I can. You know, I can do that. Yeah, quickly. I can remove. I'm going to remove Tony. So after Tony, who's the best option? Let's say you don't want Tony. Let's say you've already got Tony. First to 2. The wheel's feeling spicy today. Does anyone actually have Kane on their free hit, by the way? I don't feel like anyone actually has Kane on their free hit. Haha, say will. I don't understand how I'm supposed to... The only person that didn't get spun once, not a single time, was Solanke. Right? Isak got 1, Kane got 1, Jota got 2, Tony got 2, Solanke had 0 spins. Now, I'm going to present that information without any interpretation, and you do with it what you want. You do what you want. Why Vincent? I don't know. Yelena named him Vincent. Do you not like the name Vincent? I think it's cute. Solanke red card. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Gakpo or Bowen? I feel like I slightly prefer Gakpo, but I like Bowen as well. Oh, Uber Eats have just messaged me. What's on the menu tonight? Kane will return. I think a Kane return is somewhat likely, seeing how consistent he's been this season. But like, let's look at Kane's points, because I don't feel like they're that good. You know, he gets the odd haul, but I've got Solanke. It's up to you. It's up to you. I feel like, yeah, like this is what you're getting from Kane. Yes, obviously, sprinkled in there is a 13 and a 16 pointer and an 11 and 2 10s, right? So I fully appreciate. I'm not saying he's not capable of it. I think between a 6 and 9 pointer is quite likely with Kane most weeks. So if you want that comfortability and you want that confidence that you're going to get a return, it's difficult to overlook Kane. But I just don't want 6 or 7 points. That's not what I'm looking for on a free hit. I'm looking for big boy scores. Gabby Jesus is someone that can deliver big boy scores. I know he hasn't on many occasions, but like I know this was a one-off. But that 19 points, we got a 24 pointer last season for City. Like Jesus has that monster haul ability in him. Watkins, we've seen it recently, more so. 16 pointer, 11. But again, I feel like Watkins is probably a very similar player to Kane. Watkins will tick along quite nicely. And I guess Tony is as well. I suppose it's difficult for strike... I feel like it's difficult for strikers to haul. Because a brace and full bonus points for a striker is only 13 points. So it is quite difficult for a striker to get like monster scores. Lee says, fairly template free hit. Worried about Jesus' minutes. Right now have Castagna and Jesus starting. Would you prefer that combination or White and Kane instead? My plan, Lee, is if Jesus is starting and we get confirmation of that, I'll keep Jesus. Obviously, if Jesus is on the bench, then yeah, I really like White and then a striker instead. But for me, if Jesus starts, 60 minutes is enough. Thank you, Abdullah. I appreciate that, my bro. Stay blessed. Hope you enjoy the celebrations as well. Start Andreas or Tony. What do you think? Who do you think has a higher ceiling? I prefer Tony. I prefer Tony. But I do really like Andreas. I do really like Andreas. I pity those without Kane. It's going to be a shocker. If it is, it is. It's one of those things. The thing that you need to remember with FPL, and it really helps like with the mental health side of stuff, is you cannot own everyone. And especially in a free hit, you would have considered at least, even if you don't think you have, probably 30 to 40 players minimum. You're not going to be able to own everyone. And there will be someone that at some point you've had in a draft that all of a sudden you now don't have in your draft that hauls. At points, I've had Bowen, Jota, Maddison, Van Dijk, Robertson, Solanke, Isak. One of those, or 2 or 3, or maybe even 4 or 5 of those will absolutely smash it. And it will be painful. But you've just got to back the players that you think will do well. Does free hit include bench boost? No, you can't play 2 chips in the same week. So it's either free hit or bench boost. You can't play 2 chips at the same time. Elise or Solanke? I prefer Solanke. Trippier and Saka or Gabriel and Son? Trippier and Saka for me. But they're obviously, that's going to be the more highly owned pair. So if you want to go slightly different, you can go for the other combination. The layout of Arsenal/Liverpool players is aesthetically pleasing. Thank you, Tom. Someone finally noticed. I spend a lot of time organising the aesthetics of my team. You got the little triangle for the Arsenal assets, and you got the bigger triangle for the Liverpool ones. I always sort out my team. No one ever comments on it, but I do every week. Eze or Bowen to start? I prefer Bowen, but Eze's been very good recently, and Bowen's not great away from home. So I feel like the smarter play is probably Eze. I think I would take a punt on Bowen, though. Touch grass, Ross. Yeah, that do you know what? Looking back on that sentence, that might be the nerdiest thing I've ever said on a live stream. And I've said some pretty nerdy stuff. That I spend time in fantasy football sorting out the aesthetics of my team. I'm a nerd. I lean into it. Moreno or Sutar? Probably Moreno, to be fair, but I'm backing Tony to score. So, is this your final team? I think if we don't get early team news, maybe. But I am still tempted by Van Dijk and Bowen. Ross, what transfer did you make before playing the free hit? You can't make a transfer before playing the free hit. It just becomes part of the free hit. So if you made a transfer in Game Week 32 and then activated the free hit, it just wipes out that transfer. It becomes part of the free hit. You can't make a transfer and play the free hit in the same week. How can you organize players differently? You just like switch them out. So let's say that I wanted to get Saka on the outside. You just do Saka to Eze, Saka to Salah, Salah into Eze like that. So you just switch the players around to, like, if I wanted to mix up the order, like that would still be aesthetically pleasing. But I think I prefer the triangle. So you just have to use your bench to... It's very nerdy. You know what? Looking at it, I'm embarrassed I told you. Pretend I didn't tell you. It never happened. But yeah, I do like sorting out my team. Can you shoot? Can you shoot? Can you show your last week's team so we can see how you're set after your free hit? I can do you one better than that. I can... Do you know what? Let me... If I bring you over here, then bring you here, how does that look for you guys? There we go. That's my team for Game Week 33. This is how I'll be arriving back. Rashi will be in the team if he's fit. Grealish will probably be on the bench. And Kepa will probably be in goal. It'll be something like that, the team, for Game Week 33. And the current plan is to roll a transfer. Zodiac says, hey Raptor, hope you are doing well. Thanks for streaming. I am well, thank you. I hope you are as well. And you are more than welcome. It's very nerdy, but we love it. Thank you. And I love you too. What are your thoughts on Sinistera as a punt? If you think Sinistera will start, I don't mind it, but he's obviously not dead cert to start, is he? You need to change your captain back to Salah. Yes, I will do that. Thank you for letting me know. That's the sort of stupid thing that I would do where my captain isn't on the right player. So, yeah, so that's the team. Then, just briefly, I'm not going to talk about this in tons of detail because I feel like it's not really appropriate for this stream because we're on a free hit. But then going into Game Week 34, the current plan is to get Salah probably in for McAllister if he continues to play deep, or Fernandes. But at the moment, the plan is probably McAllister. So it will be Salah in for McAllister. And then to fund that, I'm going to have to do Kane down to someone like Greenwood. Then Grealish comes on. Shaw comes on. And that will be the team for game week 34 with 2 free transfers. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. But if McAllister starts to play attacking again, maybe I can sell Fernandes to do it instead. Yes, Yelena, it was. Right, sorry. Let me... Was it a cheeky message? Outrageous. Does the bench have... Does the bench you have matter when you're playing the free hit? The bench doesn't matter when you're playing the free hit unless you're going to need the bench. It's like a normal bench. So, for example, there's a chance, I suppose, that Soutard doesn't feature at all. So, yes, for me, having a good defender is important. If... I don't think any of my attackers will miss out completely, but let's say someone gets injured that we don't know about, then yeah, it's probably worth having one good defensive sub and one good attacking sub. But they don't have to be expensive. Like, Andreas and Gahey are absolutely fine as your 2 subs, and they're both very, very cheap. I don't feel like you need to load up on your bench, but you equally, I think you want to have a strong enough bench. DB85 says, I was never good at biology, but how is it possible for a raptor to also be a goat? That's a good chat up line. I like it. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I'm definitely not the goat or a goat. I could do a goat impression, though. Maybe after the deadline, I will do a goat impression. I suppose it's more like a sheep that I can do. Anyway, I can do a very good sheep goat impression. You'll be impressed. I'll have to back away from the mic, though, because it'll probably be quite loud. Daisy says, are we going to see the shirt off today? Yes. Yes, we are. Today's the day. Bro is rizzing up. I know, I just got rizzed, didn't I? That was full-blown rizz. Fair play. Fair play. I need the toilet. I need a wee-wee. Not good. I've not got a bladder of steel. Do the impression or we boycott the stream. Shall I actually? I'll have to move the mic away. I didn't ever think I would be doing a goat impression to 4,000 people, though. It's a bit embarrassing. I need to think about what it's like. Wait, let me mute myself. And no, I'll do it after. I'll do it after the stream. I do a decent horse noise. So between us, we can start a farm. Cool. I could do a decent chicken as well. I don't know if I can do a good horse. Oh, chat. I lost 100 people whilst I was talking about doing goat noises. This is why you don't talk about this stuff in a live stream. Oh, bye, camera. Go for Harry Wilson and tell me why. Harry Wilson's a decent option. Decent data. Good fixture against Leeds. I don't hate it. You talked about Perisic. Why not play both Perisic and Trippier? Because I think if I was to predict the Newcastle Spurs game, I think I would probably predict 1 or 2-1. Probably 2-1 Newcastle if I had to predict the way the game would go. So having Trippier and Perisic from a game where I expect both teams to score doesn't feel like the best idea. So that's where I currently am. What are your thoughts on Danny Welbeck for a bit of spice? I read that as Ice Spice for some reason. What are your thoughts on Danny Welbeck? What, like long term? I don't mind it. Obviously, this week they blank, so not this week. But yeah, long term, I don't hate it. Yeah, and again, like, yes, I could definitely foresee Newcastle Spurs being 0-0. If you told me now it was 0-0, I would not be surprised at all. Have we got any early team news? There are no early team news yet, but again, it's a little bit too early for that. I would predict early team news will be around, like I said, 10 past 6 would be the earliest. I think we could get it as late as like 25 past 6. So like I said, have a plan in place for when we get it. Don't start making a plan then. I'm pretty sure if we get early team news, I will... Do you know what? I'm actually still not sure. I spent all my time saying... Be sure. You peeing in a bottle at the computer right now, be honest. Yes. There's not even a bottle. I'm just peeing on my floor. No, of course I'm not. Because knowing my luck, I would accidentally turn the camera on at the wrong time. And as much as some of you would like to see that... Oh. Hello, I'm back. What are your thoughts on Jota as a punt? Yeah, I like Jota as a punt. He's not even a punt. I think he's a great option. It's just the issue is that there are so many good striking options. Where have you gone, Ross? I'm back, Chris. Don't worry. I've just joined. You've still not invested in the new camera yet, Ross. Don't make enough. YouTube don't pay me enough to buy a new camera. One day. Hi, Ross. Hi, Yelena. Good to see you. Shouldn't hold your bladder for too long. This is true, but equally, I don't want to lose everyone when I go for a wee. So here we are. Here we are. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Hi, Ross. Should I take Haaland out to field a full 11 and bring him back next week? No, I'll just field 10. I'll just field 10. Sutar, do you really think Everton won't lose a goal? He plays for Leicester. But maybe. Why does Yelena have a wrench next to her name? She's a moderator. So if Rhiannon, Yelena, Marcus, Frosty, any of the moderators say something in the chat, you'll see they've got a little spanner next to their name. It means that they moderate the chat. It means that if any of you are rude, they can basically block you, ban you. Can I gift you a camera? No, I would feel too bad someone buying me a camera, but thank you for the offer. That's very kind. That is far too much money to spend. But thank you. Oh, there you go. Eddie's in the chat. There you go. It just means I'm a spanner. Yeah, for Eddie, it's because he's a spanner. FPL Phillips in the chat. Good to see you. Remember to replenish those electrolytes. I haven't eaten in a long time. Fasting. Jonathan says, who is the better combination? Virgil van Dijk, Trippier, Maddison, Tony, Martinelli. That's a lot of players. Or Moreno, Castagna, Gakpo, Erdegaard, Kane. I much prefer Van Dijk, Trippier, Maddison, Tony, and Martinelli, Jonathan. So I prefer one myself, personally. But both are decent sets of options. Lukey Boy says, you taking your top off, Ross? Whoa, that is a big statement. By the way, you're getting very hyper and the chat is allowing you to go to the toilet. I am feeling quite hyper. And the chat... Maybe I'll go to the toilet post-deadline. I'm not doing it now. There's enough toilet talk. Martinez as a goalkeeper option. If you think that Brentford won't score, then yeah, I really like Emi Martinez. Will we get early Arsenal team news? I think so. I would predict so. However, Arsenal can be quite tight with their team news leaks. Let me see if anything's been said on Twitter about early team news. No, I can't see anything yet. Let me have a look if Team News and Ticks has said anything. I think it would be all over Twitter if we had anything. No, nothing yet. But Team News and Ticks, the guy that gives us early team news sometimes, he's an Arsenal fan and he often gets early Arsenal team news. So I would feel quite confident. Yeah, I would feel relatively confident. Stream from the toilet. Listen, I know we're close, but I don't feel like we're that close, chat. One day. Van Dijk or Robertson? I personally prefer Van Dijk. The data between Van Dijk and Robertson isn't that far off each other. It's not that far. Dear Ross, who do you think will play striker for Fulham? I actually don't know. Is it Vinicius? I'm not going to lie and pretend like I know. Obviously, Daniel James can't play. So I don't know. Is Firmino injured? Yeah, Firmino's out for probably the next 3 games. So Gakpo's expected minutes have definitely gone up. For sure. What's written under that North Face logo? Never stop exploring. To grab my boob on camera. Never stop exploring. Exploring differentials, am I right? Am I right? How spicy is playing Son and Maddison and Jota and Castagna together on a free hit? The correct level of spice, Lance. I like it. I'm going Willian Captaincy. I mean, that goes beyond spicy. That's like a chili. Is someone due a haul a legitimate thing? Say for someone like Maddison. You can look at players that have underperformed their expected data. That's the only way you can say someone's due a haul. If they've consistently underperformed their expected data, and in general you expect them to not be. Because some players just always underperform. Like Darwin will consistently underperform because he gets really high XG and he's not a great finisher. So, yeah. You can kind of sense when some people are due a haul, but not really. It's just guesswork. Yeah, apart from big boy Harry Suter, he's due a haul. Suter. Fabianski. Yes, I don't mind Fabianski. Is Zinchenko out? We don't know. So Zinchenko's been in training, but we don't know how intense that's been. And basically, Arteta essentially ruled him out in the press conference. But a few people are saying that Arteta has lied before in his press conferences. I think Tierney will start for what it's worth, but we don't know that. Again, we might get early team news around that. Reluctant to go with Bowen in an away fixture, so consider Virgil van Dijk. I need a different midfielder option. What are your thoughts? I'd go Maddison, Dave, probably. If not, Eze and Andreas are both good options too. Chris has sent me his team and said, thoughts, would like to change Bowen, I think. I mean, I like Bowen. If you want to change Bowen, you've got a spare... No, you've got Alisson in goal. I would get rid of Alisson and I would get Gakpo in that spot, or just go for Maddison, Chris. So either Alisson to another keeper and get Gakpo, or just go for Maddison in the Bowen spot. But I like that team. I think you're looking really strong. Daniel says, Jesus or Ødegaard? If they both start, I prefer Jesus. Obviously, if Jesus doesn't start, then I prefer Ødegaard. But yeah, I think Gabby Jesus has got the higher upside, and he's playing really well post-injury. Did you see the Upper Maguire clip? No, I did not. Thoughts on Robinson from Fulham? I don't mind it. What is Fulham's defensive data looking like recently? Because a few people have asked me about Tim Ream, Tete, Robinson. Let's have a look. Let me have a look at his attacking data actually first. I mean, that data is shocking. Nah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Immediately. He's got 0.0 expected goal involvement. He's got absolutely no goal threat. He's had one shot. Nah, he's not for me. Unless he's done really well in recent weeks, but... Nah, not for me, Robinson. The data's really bad. Again, he could pop up with something, but that is some of the worst defensive attacking data that I've seen on a defender, like, ever. I think Tete's got better data, hasn't he? Yeah, Tete's got much better data. No, that's the wrong Tete. That's still better data, though. Yeah, Tete from Fulham. I still prefer Tete as an option. Defensive data. Nah, but Fulham just aren't a good defence. I don't think I would be back in the Fulham defence this week massively. If you want to go for Leno, I don't mind it because he'll make a lot of saves, but outside of that, I'm not really a massive fan of the Fulham defenders. Claudette says, anyone captaining Martinelli? Good to see you, Claudette. I think most people were captaining Salah. We can run a poll quick. We can do a captaincy poll. Talk about Jota. I've spoken about Jota. He's great. If he's on the pitch, he's great. And I think he'll start. So I have absolutely no issue with a punt on Jota. Again, it's not even really a punt. He's just a good pick. But for me, at the moment, I like Gakpo. As I said, if Jesus is out, not out, if Jesus doesn't start and we get early team news around that, I'm very tempted to switch to Jota and Ødegaard or Jota and Trossard. There's a possibility of that happening. Right, captaincy poll coming your way. Chat, who are we captaining this week? Outside of Salah, just so I know what options to put. I've got Salah, Martinelli. Who's the third option on the poll? Trent, Saka, Ødegaard, Jota, Gakpo. Who are you captaining if you're not captaining Salah? Trent, Jesus, Trent. I think there's more Trents than Jesus, so I'll go Trent for now. And then in other, obviously, you can vote for Jesus. Right, there you go. There's a captaincy poll. I think it's going to be overwhelming, but maybe it won't be. Is Tony over Watkins mental? I don't think so. Their data's relatively similar. Watkins is slightly better in recent weeks, but it's a decent home fixture for Tony, and I would expect Tony to get chances to score. Just checking, you don't lose value on the players you sell on free hit, do you? Yes, you lose value in the week that you free hit. So if I sold Trippier, which I did for like 5.6, and then I had to buy him back for 6.2, you lose value in that week. But when you get back your original team, you're back at the value that you bought them at. So it doesn't affect your team long term and your value long term. So captaincy poll at the moment, yeah, 85% on Salah. Salah's going to be, I reckon, could be up to 150% ownership. Since we're not sure about Jesus' minutes, why not Isak or Solanke instead? I may well do that, but I think Jesus will start. So I would rather 60 minutes of Jesus than 90 minutes of Solanke. Personally, myself. Guigi says, which Brighton player do you most want at Manchester United? That's a great question. Any of my Manchester United fans in the chat, if you could pick one Brighton asset, who would you sign? Danny Welbeck. No, joking. Caicedo makes the most sense, doesn't it? We need someone to rotate and replace Casemiro eventually. Caicedo. I'd really quite like McAllister, but I don't feel like we need McAllister. Ferguson. I would probably say Caicedo or Ferguson. Caicedo or Ferguson would be the two Brighton assets that I would be most interested in. I love McAllister. I love Matoma. I even love Solly March. I love all of their attackers, but I feel like we need a striker in Ferguson, or we need a defensive mid in Caicedo. Adam Lallana is literally there, mate, to be fair. Lewis Dunk, yeah, we could do with another centre-back, to be fair. I don't hate it. Yeah, Ferguson would probably be the one, wouldn't he? De Zerbi. No, we love Ten Hag. We love Ten Hag. Do you think there will be news about Zinchenko? Hopefully, but I wouldn't hold out for it. What do you think about Solanke and not playing Tony? Yeah, Solanke versus Tony is like the most 50-50 decision you could possibly have. I think there is nothing to separate Solanke and Tony. The only thing to separate Solanke and Tony for me is that the Disc of Destiny told us to go for Tony. Frosty said, I really want Jota, like really, really want him, but Gakpo and Tony feel stronger than Jota and some mid. Can you not go... Why don't you just do Jesus and Gakpo to Jota and Ødegaard, Frosty? What do you think about that? How about Isak? I do like Isak. I do really like Isak. If I end up bringing in someone for Jesus that isn't Jota, it probably will be Isak. So I have no issues with that. McAllister and Bruno to Martinelli and Bowen. Opinions Raptor. Also, hope your day's been good so far. Thank you, Ethan. I've had an okay day, thank you. I don't like the idea of selling McAllister and Bruno because they both double in 34. So I feel like you're just going to want them back. Unless McAllister plays in the deep role. I don't hate it. I would probably just play with less players this week. If I weren't free hitting this week, I would just suck up playing with 8 or 9 players. I wouldn't spend all of my transfers, money, and removing players that double in 34 and 37 just to field 11 players. Why not Castagna? No real reason. I've just got a feeling on Suter. Trina says, hey Raptor, I have Trent, Martinelli, Saka, Watkins, Kane, Tony. Who would you suggest as captain? So you basically got all of the options other than Salah. Me, myself, as you can see by my Vice armband, I would probably be on Saka just because of penalties and some corners as well and the odd free kick. I just feel like I want as many routes to points as possible. But probably Martinelli is the one that makes the most sense. So I would go Saka, but maybe Martinelli. I think I would captain one of the Arsenal midfielders myself. Can you make changes to players after confirming your free hit? Yeah, you can make as many changes as you want. Why not Darwin? I don't think Darwin will start. If I had to predict, I don't know, but I don't think Darwin will start. Does the Firmino news make you consider 3 Liverpool attack? I don't hate it, but I just think Trent's too good. If Trent wasn't Trent, then yeah, absolutely. Gakpo, Jota, and Salah would be a nice front three. Nice 3 attackers in your free hit. But Trent's data, like Trent is putting up the same sort of XGI as Gakpo. Like Trent's so good. It just feels silly not to go with him. No Xhaka. What influence do we think that has? Where have we seen that, by the way? Where are you seeing the no Xhaka news? Let me know in the chat. I mean, that doesn't directly influence our team, but I guess it does because is the defense going to be weaker? Is the attack going to be weaker? Arsenal fans, let me know. What impact does Xhaka being out have on our FPL teams and the way that you play as a result? Pre-C Brown. What is that he's at? Let's have a look. Let's scroll through Twitter together. What did you say? Pre-C Brown. Was that pre-C Brown? No. I guess that's just... What was the... Where's the chat? Oh, it is him. Okay. Oh, there we go. I have seen this guy before. He tweeted a couple of times. Yeah, look, he's there with the squad. So no Xhaka. So it could be Smith Rowe. Yeah, Smith Rowe in the 8. Could be Erdegaard drop slightly deeper and Trossard start slightly further forward. Could be Fabio Vieira. I think I think there's a good chance it'll be Smith Rowe. What do we think, Arsenal fans? Smith Rowe, Vieira, or do you think Erdegaard drops? Erdegaard's already playing in the 8, actually, isn't it? We need another 8. Yeah, Erdegaard already plays in the 8. So it's really Smith Rowe or Vieira. I don't think there are many other options. I guess Trossard could be included. Jorginho? Oh, I didn't even think about Jorginho. Do you know what? I forgot Jorginho even played for Arsenal. What a strange transfer that was. Not that I don't rate him necessarily, but just a strange one. I'd guess Vieira, Trossard. Most people think Jorginho or Vieira. Okay, fair enough. Wait, I missed it. What's the early team news on Arsenal? No Xhaka. That's all we've got so far is that there's no Xhaka. Zinchenko in the 8. That would be tasty. Claudette says, I want a captain poll without Salah in it. It will just be like, mainly, it'll be Martinelli, Saka, and Trent with the 3 main ones, Claudette. Maddison, Saka, Martinelli, Salah, midfielder, Van Dijk, Trent, Trippier, defence. Football Blood, Stevie. Yeah, that sounds like a nice team. I like the idea of Maddison as well. Nice defence. Yeah, I've got no issues with that. I might end up on something similar, to be fair. There's still a chance. You said earlier that you don't like Mateus Nunes, but as an asset or as a player, what do you think of him? Oh, as a player, I think he's great. As a player, I think he's great, but I'm not considering him as an FPL asset, no. Just tuned in. Do we know anything about Arsenal? The only thing we've got on Arsenal thus far, but I think in the next 15 minutes there's a good chance we get something, is that Xhaka is unavailable. So no Xhaka. Whatever effects you think, will that impact them defensively, going forward? Will it change Erdegaard's positioning? Like, I'll leave that up to you to decide. I do think it could result in Erdegaard being slightly deeper. Although, I guess if it's Jorginho, then I don't think it'll impact Erdegaard at all. I think if it's Smith Rowe, then yeah, there's a good chance that it does impact him. JK17 says, hi, mate. Robertson to Trent, Kane to Jota, and Johnson to Watkins, and Captain Trent. Great show, but I think the chat is slacking on banter today. What do you reckon? The chat will warm up as we get towards the post deadline. Don't you worry. I don't understand why you're selling Robertson for Trent. I think Trent's a better option, but that feels like a bit of a sideways move. But if you really want to captain Trent, I don't mind that. Jota or Gakpo? I prefer Jota, but I like the fact that Gakpo's a midfielder. So at the moment, Gakpo gets the nod. Why are you opting for a Leicester defender? There are no good options this week for me. Not no good options, but no standout options. I could well end up on double Liverpool defence or an Arsenal defender still. So we'll wait and see. I was going for Ødegaard, but after this news, I've dropped him for Saka. I'm not necessarily sure that it would make me drop Ødegaard. Perisic or Castagna, thinking back to your data earlier. Castagna's got a better chance for clean sheet. Perisic has got a better chance of an attacking return. It's as simple as that for me, Frosty. But yeah, Perisic's data is good. But I think the chance for clean sheet is very low. What is the Arsenal news? As at the moment, we've only got one bit of Arsenal news, and the Arsenal news is that there is no Xhaka. I will be scanning Twitter, though. We can start moving over there in a second as well. I will start scanning Twitter to see if we get any other early team news, for sure. And as soon as I get anything, I'll let you know. So basically, just keep listening for the next 25 minutes. Hi, Ross. I want to go for Liverpool and Arsenal defender, as I don't like others for a clean sheet. That's fine. But it means I have to punt in midfield. Is that wise? I feel like midfield is the best place to punt. You've got Eze, Andreas, Bowen, Maddison, Willian, Harrison, Wilson. There are loads of good punts that you can take in midfield. So yeah, I don't hate that at all, Ham. If you feel like it makes your defence that much stronger that it's worth the punt in midfield, then do it. You could definitely see the likes of Bowen and Maddison outscoring Gakpo, for sure. Kane and Eze over Gakpo and Tony, if you ask me. It's close, to be fair, Beardy. It's close. I finished your book last week, Ross. Let me know what you thought of it. Hope you enjoyed it. Tierney plays wider, so the Xhaka role won't drift out to the left. Maybe why the change will be made. Potentially, yeah. I guess we don't know if Xhaka's injured. It just says no Xhaka. But I just assumed he was injured. I have 9 players, 2 free transfers and no free hit. My players that blank double in 34. Any advice? Maybe just use one of your free transfers on strengthening one of your players that play but don't have a great fixture. So like if you're unhappy with one of your players, maybe use the transfer there. I wouldn't take out players that double in 34 unless you might not want them. So someone like a McAllister might be playing deeper now with injuries that they've got. So maybe you don't necessarily want him for 34 regardless of if he doubles. Same with maybe someone like a Luke Shaw. Manchester United have been really bad defensively with injuries. Maybe you don't need to keep a Luke Shaw in your team. If Jesus is out, would you drop Gakpo for Jota or add Tony to Solanke and Watkins? I would be very tempted to just do Jesus and to anyone and get Trossard and go for a 3-5-2. Would be very, very tempting for me. If Trossard's the one that starts, of course. I think that's the way I'm leaning at the moment. But I do really like Jota as well. Any team news? The only team news we've got at the moment is still Xhaka. No Xhaka in the squad. Or not in the squad. It just says no Xhaka was the news. So we'll have to wait and see what the reason for that is and what happened. Father has sent the team in no free hit. What do you think? Cool, that's a cracking team without a free hit, Father. Really nice. No issues at all. You've got all of the major bases covered. Basically perfect front line, strong defense. Without a free hit, that's a cracking team. Nice job. What do you think of Bowen as a punt? Yeah, I like Bowen. Bowen is probably my 5th favourite midfielder at the moment. I like the 4 that I've got, then Bowen would be number 5. Maybe Trossard or Ødegaard, depending if Trossard starts. But yeah, I really like Bowen. What do you think about a 3-5-2 Eze in Solanke bench? I don't hate that. I prefer Solanke to Eze, but I don't dislike it. I feel like that's a relatively close decision. Right, let's start moving over to Twitter and seeing if we can get anything. Obviously, chat, let me know if you see anything on Twitter. Let me know what their username is. Feel free to tag me on Twitter as well. Oh, also retweet this so that people can come watch the stream. Go retweet that. I just spammed my own chat. I apologize. Yeah, I can't see anything yet. Claudette says, don't you think the site might crash with all the free hitters? I think there's a reasonable chance the site crashes, yeah. Yeah, there is. Right, I can't see anything yet. I'll keep an eye on it, though. I'll keep an eye on it. Van Dijk is an option. Should have scored 3 goals in the reverse fixture. I am still very tempted. I'm still very tempted by Van Dijk. What time does the site usually crash? They've fixed the site a little bit. So I would say like 10 to 12 minutes before the deadline, probably. Yeah, no news yet. Okay, Xhaka's not with the squad. So Xhaka's not involved at all. It looks like an injury then, probably. Or an illness, I guess. The app is lagging for me already. Hopefully that's internet based and not. We'll see. Trina says, Ross, I have no free hit. Who would you bring in as a midfielder who would be a good shout for the next 2 weeks? I have Saka, Martinelli, Matoma, Bruno, March. Can't afford Salah. I think Bowen or Maddison would be my 2. Bowen or Maddison would be my favourite 2. I'd love to create you a new FPL Raptor logo. I love your current one, but a new one would also be insane. Feel free to go for it. I probably wouldn't want to use it because I like my logo, but if you want to go for it, go for it. But yeah, I like my logo. And it doesn't make sense to change your branding too often. Are you locked in? If we don't get any early team news, then yeah, I'm locked in. If we get early team news, then I'm definitely not locked in. Chat, I need to decide. What do you think? Let me just switch over to here. If we get early team news that Jesus isn't starting, I've got 2 options. I can get literally just anyone for Jesus. Like, it doesn't matter because I'll be playing a 3-5-2. And then do Eze to Trossard or Odegaard. So that's option 1. Right? Option 1 is Trossard instead of Jesus. Option 2 is Gakpo and Jesus to like a Trossard and Jota. So in this way, I'm switching Gakpo to Jota and Jesus and switching Jesus to Trossard. So it's basically, I'm keeping I'm keeping the Arsenal and Liverpool attacker. I'm just switching around the way it is. So it'd be Trossard and Jota. The other option I've got is none of that and actually doing Solanke or Isak. I need to decide which way I would want to go. Then someone like a Bowen in this spot. And then actually moving to like a Van Dijk in this spot. So those are the options. I need to think about which of those combinations I like the most. I quite like the idea of going Jota and Trossard. I feel like that's the high upside pick. This is potentially the slightly safer one. Oh, and then the other option, which I didn't even consider, well, not I did consider, I didn't speak about, is let's say it's Tierney. Maybe I want to take a punt on him if we know he's starting, but an Arsenal defender and then Solanke coming in. There are loads of ways that you can deal with moving that spot around, I guess. Why is it lagging so much? That's not a good sign. So, yeah, let me know what you are thinking. I really like Jota. I do really like the idea of a punt on Jota, but it means losing Gakpo. Did you press the free hit button? Yep, free hit is active. It is indeed. Trossard, Jota for sure. Solanke, and I'm going to run a poll. I'm going to try and run a poll if I can think of the options that I've got. Do you know what? That's too difficult of a poll to run. There's too many moving pieces there to run a poll on that, I think. No, Jesus isn't out. No, Jesus isn't out. We're just, not that I know, is just in case. I think out of Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus in my team, he's the most likely to be on the bench. So no, I don't have any news that Jesus is out. I'm just thinking about contingency plans. If in the next few minutes we get news that Jesus is out, what am I going to do? Are you starting Sutar? Yeah. Why Tony over Solanke? It's just my personal preference. Can I change transfers after I press the free hit? Yes. How much do you rate Bowen as an option? I rate him as an option. I don't think he's an outstanding option, but I like him. I still haven't seen anything yet. Nah, team news and ticks out. Do you know what? We might not get anything. It looks very, very quiet at the moment. Oh, thanks, camera went. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you letting me know. I was not looking at my camera for that second. No, stream's not lagging. The camera's just lagging. My voice should be fine for you. Kane, March, Maddison out for Salah, Eze, and Isak. Yes, that looks fine. Looks fine. I mean, I wouldn't sell Kane and Maddison. I don't know the necessity to do that. But Salah, Eze, and Isak coming in looks good. Jota punt. Yeah, I'm very, very tempted by a Jota punt. But the only way I would do a Jota punt is... I like Tony as an option, so I think it would have to be instead of Jesus if Jesus is confirmed as not starting. I pray that Watkins stops scoring. Yeah. To be fair, Watkins isn't just going to keep scoring for the rest of his life, so it will stop at some point, but I'm not sure at the moment. Captaincy poll. We've already done a captaincy poll. Salah was just the ridiculously overwhelming favourite. If there is no team news, are you locked? Yeah, I'm going to leave it as it is if we get no team news. Yeah. I'm late. Do we have any Arsenal team news? The only team news we have so far is that there is no Xhaka, but we don't have any team news around like Martinelli, Jesus, Zinchenko, stuff like that. Start Solanke or a Crystal Palace midfielder. I prefer Solanke myself. Is your face doing its best impression of your hair? That's an outrageous comment. I'm just resetting my camera. Why is the chat trolling? Stop trolling, chat. Unless you've got actual team news, we're not going to listen to it. Hello, there I am. Take a punt on Carlos Vinicius. That's a real punt. I feel like there are so many other good options. I probably wouldn't. Eze, Elise, or Bowen. I prefer Bowen, then Eze, then Elise. But that just comes down to personal preference as well. Have you looked at the results history of Tottenham versus Newcastle? Tons of goals, nearly 5 in every game. I'm not particularly trusting that. I don't use historical results to make decisions myself. Why not a 3-5-2? We spoke about that. If Jesus isn't starting, then I could just switch to Trossard and go for a 3-5-2. What do you think of Ayew and Willian? As far as two massive punts go, I don't mind either of them. But again, I don't feel like we need to... I don't feel like you need to take that kind of punt. I feel like there are enough options out there that you don't need to take that massive risk. I feel like for me, it would be taking a risk for the sake of taking a risk. Can't wait for game week 33. I know free hit is stressful. It's one of the most stressful One of the most stressful chips out there. Do we think Isak starts? I would predict Isak starts, but I don't know anything. I have no information around that. No, I can't see anything. I'm super tempted by just getting Erdegaard and Jota. Quick flash poll. Quick flash poll. Go. Which combination? FPL Mourinho is saying Jesus is benched. Don't listen to him. If there's reliable news, I'll get it for you. If I've not said anything, then there's nothing. Well, there's nothing out there publicly, at least. I would get sent it very quickly, and I'll see it on Twitter if there is. Chat, I've just run a poll. To the 5,500 people watching, by the way, make sure to subscribe for further content if you've not yet subscribed. Make sure to like the stream and make sure to vote on the poll that is currently in the chat. Erdegaard and Jota versus Gakpo and Jesus as a combination. Sorry, I know I'm just clicking and not really speaking much. I'm just looking for early team news whilst we're doing it. Your typing speed. I type very, very quickly. Jota is so tempting. Jota's so tempting, but Gakpo and Jesus feel slightly better to me at the moment. Andy Martin is saying Jesus is benched. These people don't have early team news. They're just trolling you at this stage. There is no way Andy Martin has early team news. No, I think he's just speaking that way. He's not got any early team news, chat. Thoughts on Leno? I like Leno as an option. Watkins or Tony? I actually really like Tony this week, but I feel like Watkins is probably the safer play. I'm enjoying these polls. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, Andy Martin's just trolling. Don't worry, chat. Is Zinchenko a more interesting option if he's playing as a midfielder or a defender? I feel like actually a defender, but I don't feel like he'll be playing regardless. I think it'll be Tierney and Jorginho or Smith Rowe coming in. No, as far as we know, that Gabriel Jesus has not been benched. He's not injured. Anyone that's saying that is just trolling. We've had no official news around any of the Arsenal players, really, apart from the fact that there's no Xhaka. Why not Isak? I really like Isak as an option, but at the same time, there are just so many strikers to choose from. So I can't... I'm struggling to pick, to be perfectly honest. Raptor, you seem irritated today. Oh, I don't apologise. I'm not meant to. Team news and ticks. Has he got something? Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. No, I'm not irritated at all. I'm just speaking quickly because, you know, the deadline and all that. No, that's FPL Booner. That's not. Oh, it does my head in every single stream. Chat, before everyone starts piling in, this is FPL Booner again, and everyone's going to fall for it again. As you can see by the amount of likes and retweets and stuff, that's Booner, right? That's not Team News and Ticks. FPL Booner. This is not reliable. All right? So ignore that. If that's what you're referring to, ignore it. Okay? I have a gut feeling Jesus. If you've got a gut feeling Jesus is benched, or you think he will be, then do it. But we've had no news that Jesus is benched, so I wouldn't necessarily. I don't necessarily. I'm not of that opinion. I think he'll start. He won't get 90 minutes, mind, but I'm nervous. Gakpo Solanke versus Jota Madison. Yeah, I know. I'm in a similar boat at the moment. I just feel like Gakpo and a striker is a slightly better combo, but it's close. Jesus starts, Zinchenko starts. Really? According to who? Let's have a look on Twitter again. You've got 7 minutes till the deadline. I've not seen anything. If you want to link it, go for it. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think that's just a guess, though, isn't it? Is this a reliable source? No, I've blocked him. Chat, don't ignore that then. Don't ignore that. Ignore that. Let me show you. 2 seconds. The only reason I ever really block accounts is if they're massive trolls or if they give fake team news. And this guy is blocked. So that would tell me that he's given fake team news before. The team news that he's provided is that Jesus, Sacra, Martinelli all start. I think he's guessing. But there could be another reason that I blocked him. But the fact that I've blocked him, I'm not trusting that in a million years. This is why I block people on Twitter, so that I know not to trust them again. You've got just over 5 minutes till the deadline. We're still yet to have anything reliable. A couple of other people have blocked him as well. Yeah, if various people have blocked, then there's no way. Then there's no way I'm trusting that as a source. There's a few people saying that Zinchenko starts. So, again, I've not had a reliable source, but I'm seeing that murmured about. Take that as you want it. No markers, no reliables. The only thing we've got is there's no Xhaka, and a few people have suggested that Zinchenko starts. Okay. A few people saying the team news is as you would expect. Apparently. Apparently the Arsenal 11 is as you would expect. Which is kind of as we expected, right? We expected Jesus to start, but there we go. 5 minutes till the deadline. Make sure you lock in those teams. If I get anything concrete, I will let you know. Look on Instagram. I can look on Instagram. Don't know why I'm looking on Instagram. There's nothing on Instagram. No panic here. I'm not panicking. Are you panicking? I'm not panicking. Are you panicking? I'm not panicking. Sutar is an odd choice. Your face is an odd choice. Thanks, Raptor. Love the live as always. You are welcome, John. Focal has the news. Apparently, Focal's just been told that Zinchenko starts. I'm 100% panicking and doing the Gakpo, Jesus to Jota Odegaard move. Best of luck. Best of luck. Gakpo, Watkins, or Trent for captain. Out of those options, probably Trent, but I'm not a fan. Boona, get in the bin. Get in the bin, Boona. You're ruining every live stream with your antics. Gonna have to start recommending that people block you, Boona. No Solanke is bold. You can't own everyone, can you? You can't own everyone. I think I'm locked in. Well, I'm not locked in. We've still got a few minutes. But unless we get anything, I think I'm good to go with this team. Of course, there are other players that I want to own, and I'm not entirely happy, but it is what it is. I feel like ordering a Boona now. Yeah, I'd quite like a Boona, to be fair. Make sure you lock yourself in. Will Jota start? I think so, yes, but I don't know. Sorry, I just want to screenshot my team before it's too late so that I can tweet it in a second. Bang. Done. Just over 2 minutes till the deadline. Yet to get any early. I've got Twitter open. I can't see anything yet. For what it's worth, people are feeding information that the Arsenal lineup is as you would expect, and what we would expect is Jesus to start. So I'm comfortable enough. I'm comfortable enough with that. Thoughts on Maddison? I really like Maddison. Probably in my top 3 or 4 sort of mids outside of the obvious sort of Salah, Saka, Martinelli. Yeah, I really like Maddison. Eze or Maddison? I actually prefer Maddison to Eze, personally. Paddy says Zinchenko starts. Let's have a look. I mean, I don't really care about Zinchenko news. I want... Oh, sorry, my stream's dropping in and out. I want... Okay. So according to a few people now, I'm seeing more and more, it looks like Martinelli, Saka and Jesus start. I've not got a specific source on that. I'm just seeing it from way too many people. But it could just be loads of people just feeding back and forth between each other. But it looks like from what we can see, Zinchenko, Jesus, Martinelli and Saka all start. Whether you want to trust that or not is up to you. I'm not going to change my team now. That's going to be me locked in, I think. A lot of people saying that the app is down. If the app's down, try the website. If the website's down, try the app. Give it a go. Yeah, the site is really sort of lagging out for a lot of people, so just make sure that you get that sorted. Wish we could see Saka's free hit team. Yeah, that would be useful. I bet Saka's got the right Arsenal triple up in there. You've got less than a minute till the deadline. Just get that team locked in now. Make sure that your captain's sorted. Make sure that you've activated the free hit. At the bottom of your team, it should say free hit active. If I just scroll down a little bit, like that, it should say free hits active at the bottom of your team. If it doesn't, then you've probably not activated the free hit. So make sure the free hit is active. To activate the free hit, you have to make another transfer and then click activate free hit. But you've got less than a minute to do so. Just make sure that you're all sorted. Iheanacho, I like Iheanacho. If you've got time to squeeze Iheanacho in, then go for it. Server is failing. I think that's going to be it then. Hopefully most of you managed to lock in your teams before then. Yeah, by the time you hear my voice, that's it. God, what a stressful deadline, chat. How about that? Done my panic transfer is going to get obliterated rank-wise now. I'm sure that's the way. I didn't make any changes. How about that? I didn't panic at all. Proud of myself. All locked in. FPL shouldn't be this stressful. I agree, Rhiannon. It really shouldn't. If you are leaving now, what are you doing? The best part of the deadline is the stream is yet to come. So don't leave. But if you are leaving, make sure to like on the way out. Make sure to subscribe. But I will continue streaming. Now get that top off. One day. Tobe Jizzle starts for Arsenal. Nice. I can't believe I've got Harry Souttar in my team. What am I doing? Yeah, thanks, Frosty. I need to tweet my team. Good point. Yeah, good. I think. Goat noise. Oh, yeah, I need to do a goat noise. I'm going to do a goat noise in a second. Let me just... chat, you know what time it is? It's that time where you make me feel popular and like my tweet. Okay? I don't ask for a lot from you. You get free content every single week. All I ask is that you make me feel loved. Okay? It's as simple as that. Here comes the top tier content. I think I actually need to go for a Wii chat. I've been holding a Wii for a while now. Maybe I'll leave the microphone on. No, I won't do that. Muted? Am I muted? Top off equals Twitter like. I'm going to quickly go for a wee. Don't leave, though. Please don't leave. I'm going to be like a minute. My toilet's there. I'll wash my hands. Don't worry. I'm going to do a wee. I would predict 45 seconds to a minute. And then I'm going to be back for some great deadline stream stuff. We can't hear you. We can hear you. We can't hear you. Why is so many people saying you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Muted. Are you just trolling? Chat, are you trolling? Can someone that I trust tell me if you okay, so people are just trolling, that's fine. I'm gonna go. Hello, I'm back. We only lost about 800 people. You're so patient, thank you. I tell you what, the performance anxiety involved of going for a wee when thousands of people are waiting for you is quite extreme. It's quite extreme. Blood thinks he's Batman. Why are you dissing the Batman chat? That's a great Batman chat. Do the goat noise, please. One sec. I'm going to mute myself doing it. Just to... I'm feeling under pressure. I didn't think I'd ever be doing a goat noise to this many people. One sec. Do you know what? It's weird. I think it's weirder if I mute myself. I'm going to go for it. There's no way you washed your hands. It was more of a slap and dash, but do you know what? Do you know what? That's a bit much for a live stream, isn't it? I'm a clean man anyway. And I didn't pee all over my hands. So you didn't wash your hands. I did wash my hands. I did wash my hands. Stop lying. Goat. Okay. Chat, I feel really under pressure to do this goat noise. Does someone... Yelena, can you send me a voice note of you doing a goat impression? And I'll play your goat noise first, and it'll make me feel slightly better. Ross, please wash your hands again. Why is everyone so concerned about my hands? Nice teeth for a British man. I don't really like them, no. Thanks. Is this late night Daddy Raptor stream? It's more like a sheep than a goat, I think. Are you and Yelena a thing? Oh, God. I've never been asked that question. No, we're not a thing. I despise her. I hate her with everything, with all of my soul. Right, I'm just going to go for it. No, I'm not. I'll do it in a bit. Stick around for a gun. Too scared. Andy has a near identical team to you. What a copycat. What have you sent me? Is this a goat noise? Jesus, that was a scary goat. It sounds like that. Oh, God, that's scaring me. Shh. Thanks, Yelena. Raptor scamming us with a goat noise. Right, I'm going to go for it. I feel like it's my face that's putting me off. I feel like I would... I feel like I would need to mute myself and then not mute myself, like turn the camera off. Have you got any Tinder dates? Oh, chat, I've got some updates for you. I'm like a man on a mission on the dating apps at the moment. Plenty of Tinder updates, don't you worry. Turn the camera off. What, just because of my face, or? I'd rather see you get your kit off if we're voting. Right, we'll do a poll of what I'm going to do. Let me end this poll. What do you want me to do? Chat, what do we want me to do? Take your shirt off and do the goat noise. Can you... right. Picture it like this. Picture like this, because you guys are fine that are here currently. Imagine you're on YouTube and you open up YouTube and you see there's an FPL stream, and actually 2,300 people are watching this FPL stream. So you click on the stream and it's just a bald man topless doing a goat impression. Can you imagine the shock of opening that stream up? And I know full well you'd all clip it and it would be all over social media. Use the Wahil. Use the Wahil. Excellent idea. A 47-year-old bald man. That's outrageous. I'm 26. Oh, I got a lovely new picture for the dating app. Do you know what? Thank Yelena. Yelena takes some cracking pictures. Yelena takes some cracking pictures. What am I doing? Oh, you can't see the background. It's a great picture. Oh, me? Oh, I'm just casual. Just casual, you know. But yeah, I've got updates for you on the dating in a second. What was I doing? The Wahil. The Wahil. Right. Chat, what do we want to see me do? These are the requests that I've had so far. Are you? No. Yelena and I are not dating. She's my wingman. She's a great wingman. I respect it. Is Yelena Russian? Yes, very Russian. Extremely. Twerk. I'm not going to twerk. I can twerk, though. Whew. Don't you worry about that. Stop being a chat slave. What do you mean a chat slave? Shave off your hair. Shave off your beard. No, I'm not going to do that. Take your glasses off. Oh, God, that would be horrific. One day I might do it. One day I might do it. Eat your microphone. Rap a song. I could rap a song. Right, I feel like, oh, Tinder. What, swipe through Tinder together? Like I said, I feel like that's an invasion of privacy. These girls think they're going to be seen by like 1 or 2 people, and I'm just streaming. I feel like I can't do that. Right. I don't want to do any of these. Why am I Wait, why am I spinning a wheel to do any of these? None of these sound good to me. Oh, God, not the glasses. No one wants the glasses to come off. I'll be honest, I'm not going to take the glasses off, so I hope this doesn't spin on take the glasses off again. My face just looks really naked without the glasses. Oh, I almost swore them. Right. Chat, hear me out. Hear me out. That's not going to happen, so we'll keep spinning. First to 3. That's more likely to happen. That's more likely to happen than taking the glasses off. I'm more likely to strip. Do you know what? I give up with this stupid poll. This wheel, I mean. This wheel. I don't care anymore. You obey the wheel. Take your glasses off. Go subscribe to Yelena's YouTube channel. She deserves it for all of the stuff. What did you say? All of the crap she gets from Ross. I am nothing but nice to Yelena. I support her in her dreams and ambitions. Your head's gone. Your head's gone. Chat. Such a player. Look at this. We're getting robbed. Robbed of what? You don't want to see without glasses on camera. Let me find a picture of myself without. For some reason, when I take a picture, it's fine. But on this camera, because you're so used to seeing me in glasses, it will look weird. Ross constantly threatens to punt me into the Thames. Yeah, but that's loving. That's loving. Where's a picture with me without glasses? He's got a screenshot of a Tinder notification as his wallpaper. That isn't real. To be fair, that's actually a good idea, Focal. I like it. That felt really weird calling you Focal. Oscar, I call you Oscar to everyone, and everyone. Some people don't know that you're called Oscar because your name's not really. Oh, my voice broke. Because your name's not really anywhere. So I might have to start calling you Focal. Here's me. Here's one picture without glasses. It looks really weird though, doesn't it? I don't have any pictures of me without glasses. This is a disaster. Oh, that's a cute picture without glasses, but you can't really see my eyes. Why is the lighting that bright? That's not my child. It's also not a random child. It's my niece. Look how cute she is. So I don't always wear glasses, but, you know. Ross really doesn't have that big muscles. Why is he showing off? I'm sorry, what? Don't make me flex on cam. Oh, is this a ploy to get me to strip? Yelena, you can swim though, right? Yelena can't swim, no. She can't even float. You bored her to sleep. Who? My niece? That's rude. You look younger without the glasses. Thanks. Ugh. What's your niece's free hit team? I don't know. She's a maniac. You look better without glasses. I don't, believe it or not. I took my glasses off the other day and my mum went, oh. True story. It happened. Why the dinosaur? Because Ross Geller was a paleontologist. No, because I support the Raptors. Oh, that's reminded me. Bingo. Calvin, did you send me bingo already? You sent me bingo, didn't you? Or you commented it on one of my... there you are. There you are. There we go. I feel like there's some good bingo stuff there. Has anyone... sorry, Calvin, have you been playing bingo? Did we get it? Sorry, there's the full bingo. Get the Tinder up. I can show you my Tinder profile if you want. It's not particularly exciting. Wait, let me just make sure that I... Am I happy with you seeing this? Yeah, I'm happy with you seeing this. Obviously, the picture doesn't look like this. It's the green screen. Oh. Let me know what you think of the pictures, chat. Oh, that's a bit zoomed in, but it's a fine picture. Look at that egghead. There we go. You just inspired me to join Tinder. I would not join Tinder. It is a horrible place. It is not a nice place. It's just, it beats your confidence down unless you're really successful on it. So, yes. Look amazing, Ross. Yeah, I am 26. Don't start. Don't start. I'm sorry. Tim has just said, oof, Daddy Raptor, can you step on me? Is this like a kink? Like a kinky thing? Can I step on you? 26, no chance. But I am 26, though. But I am. Why would I lie about my age on Tinder? I am 20... Do you know who can confirm my age? Yelena, but I don't think she's here anymore. But Yelena would confirm my age. Rhiannon can confirm my age if she's here. Who else could confirm my age? Frosty probably could. Although I've not proved it to Frosty. Now show us your Hinge. I feel like they're all very similar. No, because Hinge has the really cringy like prompts and stuff. I don't want to show you that. That's too much. Oh god, I've just itched my... Chat, I've just destroyed my neck. Ross, can I add your Ross, can I add your Tinder, please, mate? I don't know if that's how it works. Feet pics? No. Release the egg raptor. What do you mean release the egg? The egg's coming nowhere. Too many pictures in hats. There are 2 bald pictures in there. I mean, I have not seen your ID, but I believe you. Thank you, Rhiannon. Good to know you believe me. How did you play FPL in the 90s? I didn't. I was born in 1997, so I didn't play FPL in the 90s. Do you put your overall FPL rank in your Tinder bio? No, I don't want to intimidate the ladies. I feel like if you come in and say I'm 15k, like that's a very intimidating thing to say to a girl. They'll be like, oh, he's too much of a bad boy. So I have to tone it down a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to flex my rank. You're 26. Why is everyone so shocked? Right, chat. What I would like to know, if you're shocked that I am 26, is it because I'm a mature person and I speak well? Is it because of my bald head? Is it because of my face? What's the reason? Why do you think I'm such an old man? Let me know. Because I don't think I look that old. Nobody likes casual, though. That's true. That emoji looks exactly like Raptor Claudette. I can't unsee it. What emoji did she use? Yeah, that's quite funny. It's this emoji. I don't know what it looks like on iPhone, though. It might not look as funny on iPhone. It does look a lot like me, doesn't it? One sec, let me take a picture. I'll show you. That was that emoji. Show us your ID to prove it. I feel like I shouldn't whack out my ID on that. Why is Rhiannon doing a sad face? What happened? My granddad was bald at 18. There we go. It's not the worst thing. Right, why do I look 18? Why do I look 18? Why do I look older than 26? Because of your egghead, bald head, egghead, bald. Thanks, chat. You speak too fluently. Finally a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do some of the dates record. Oh, yeah, chat, I've got a date next Wednesday. That's what I forgot to tell you. There we go. There's your news. Got a date next week. So have that. Don't care. Ross is a more attractive John Joe Shelby. I feel like, was that meant as a compliment? Didn't realise Ross is Rhiannon's granddad. No, I'm not. No, it's not with Yelena. For the 5 millionth time, there is nothing happening there. How old is she? 23. 23? 23. You look like a 40... Yeah. You look like a 45-year-old man going to sixth form undercover. I like that. When will we see your girlfriend? Oh, she's not my girlfriend. I have only been chatting to her for like 2 days. It's terrible. A 23-year age gap. No, she's 23, I'm 26. There's a 3-year age gap. Does she play FPL? No, she doesn't even follow football, sadly. But you can't have everything, can you? Is this date with one of your students? No, that's a bit sus. A bit young for you, mate. What are all these comments? Where are you taking her? I think we're going to do a very casual, just go out for drinks and dinner. I don't think there's going to be anything overly exciting. Ross is the most entertaining streamer. Do you know what? Thank you. About time I read a compliment. Outrageous disrespect from the chat today. The only people that are nice to me are Rhiannon and Claudette. So thank you to you two. Although Rhiannon sort of flirts that line sometimes of not being nice, but can't have everything. What did you say? We've hit bingo. What was the bingo? Talk to me, Calvin. Which one was bingo? Are her parents chaperoning? Chat, you are violating. This is why, you know, I'm just not going to tell you from now on. If I'm going on a date, you are not going to find out. Sent it in DMs. I feel like I can't open the DM because of what we were chatting about. What we were chatting about earlier. We love you, Ross. I love you. I'm only joking, really. I appreciate it. Ross is the big boy from Rosario. Is she English? Yeah, she's English. Wait, let me see what we said in the DMs if it was that bad. No, actually, it's fine. I think we're fine. I think I can show that. It wasn't directly then. It wasn't that bad anyway. Oh my god, we ticked off so many. Okay, so it was the middle one. That's a strong one, to be fair. Ball jokes times 11. There have been about 400 ball jokes in this one, to be fair. All right, yeah. I respect it. What does everyone think of my team? Do people say nice things to me? Yes. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Emily. Oh, wait, what's that? Bingo. I love that you've played it on paper as well. That makes it so much better. That makes it so much better. Right, where did the chat go? Did you oil your scalp? No. Would you date a subscriber? Definitely. Yeah, I would. Not going to say who, obviously. That would be outrageous. Are you planning to hit... I thought this was a... Do you know, I started reading the question because I thought it was a free hit related question. And then I've read it in its entirety. And the question is, are you planning to hit it after? Firstly, she's not an it. Secondly, yeah. No, joking. Probably not. Not on a first date. What app did you start talking to her on? Hinge. Date me and step on me. Tim, you've got a bit of a thing for being stepped on, haven't you? Alex, I wrote you a poem. Did you? Is the subscriber watching right now? I think so. What? I almost swore then. WTF is Hinge. It's just a dating app. This chat is too sus. I'm out. We don't want you here then. If you're not ready for the sus comments, then we don't want you here. Is the line straight or curved? I have no idea what that question's relating to. It could be a multitude of things. It's me for sure. Okay. There are so many FPL innuendos flying around in the chat. So is there no FPL video out on Wednesday? I'll probably record one. There's a deadline stream on Tuesday, isn't there? Oh, if you didn't know, by the way, the GameWeek 33 deadline is Tuesday. Would you rather Man United win the league or win FPL? I would rather win FPL. Facts. That would set up my career forever. Imagine an FPL YouTuber winning FPL. You're literally missing the title clash for a date. You need to sort out your priorities. I know. To be fair, though, we might go to a sports bar, so I might just completely ignore my date and just watch the football instead. Can you imagine? Hi, Raptor. Do you follow cricket? I don't, sadly. I don't. Is she an FPL YouTuber? No, she's not an FPL YouTuber. It's not Yelena, if that's the question again. Yelena's 28, 29 anyway. Would you do a Game Week 33 wildcard video? I don't think we have enough time. I might be able to just to discuss it on the live stream. Ask the Will where to take your date. I think I already know where we're going. Every time Ross says Yelena, we take a shot. Yeah, you'd be drunk quite quick. Can you do a raptor mating call? I still need to do the goat noise as well. Do you know what? I'll practice it off stream, and then in the next stream, which will be on Tuesday, I'll make sure I do it. I need to see what my face looks like. I need to make sure that I sound as good as I think. And yeah, then maybe. Is she bald like you? No, she's not bald. We get team news in 2 minutes. Hi, Raptor. It's me, Zen again. Hi, Zen. The FPL site has crashed for me. Don't know how to tell you this. The deadline was half an hour ago. Odds on you uploading a video of you doing the goat noise. To be fair, I would do it on my Instagram. Go follow the Instagram. I might do a goat video. I feel like I can be myself more on Instagram. FPL Raptor, this looks like you with hair. Does it? Let me know what you think, chat. I don't think it looks anything like me. I think he's just got glasses and a beard, but there we go. What am I doing? Oh, the team news. If Jesus is benched, it's not good, but I think he's fine. I'm confident. Where have all their tweets gone? Oh, come off it. Tweet your team. Social media needs to be... Team needs to be fired. Just constantly refreshing it. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. Yeah, so all of the popular ones start. Martinelli, Jesus, Saka, Erdegaard, Zinchenko, all there. Xhaka's missing. Yeah, Xhaka, we knew Xhaka was missing though. Okay, I'm happy I put Jesus in then. If he blanks or not, we don't know, but it's good that at least he starts. Yeah, they've gone for Fabio Vieira in the Xhaka spot. Was that picture of Martinelli taken on 420? He does look a little bit stoned, doesn't he? Bless him. I'm not sure about the beard as well, Martinelli. I feel like Martinelli would look much better with a full beard. Do we care about the Southampton team? We don't really, do we? I hope you score a 69 in FPL and in your date. I just want to score more than 40 points because I made a stupid bet with a random pickle lover that I need to get more than 40 points. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. So as long as I get more than 40, I'm okay. Do you go to the gym? What do you think, chat? Yeah, I go to the gym. It probably doesn't look like I go to the gym, but I go to the gym. I hope you score less than 40. I really don't. It would be a disaster if I score less than 40 points. He doesn't shut up about going to the gym. Oh, I'm just gonna flex. No, I won't flex on stream. Can you share your workout routine? Push pull legs twice a week. That's it. What was the bet? I bet Rhiannon, our wonderful moderator, that if I scored less than 40 points, I would shave off all my beard and just leave a porno tash. So it would not be pretty. Let's just say that. I wish my son was more like you. Your poor son. I am a model child. Let me tell you that. I am a mums around the world love me, and so did dads. Sounds a bit creepy. I'm a model child. Never put a foot wrong. Right, let's move you over here. Would you do the shave before or after the date? I guess with the Tuesday deadline, it has to be before. It actually would, wouldn't it? I would have to shave it on before the... I just would have to... I'd have to rearrange. I wish my mum looked more like you. Are you going to flex in front of your date? No, I wear quite baggy clothing in real life. I know this top's relatively tight, but I wear quite baggy clothing. Has Ross got serious bunda? I have got a big old bunda. Wait, did I agree to shave it on a stream, Rhiannon? I don't remember agreeing to that. I feel like you've made that up. That would be a very you thing to do. Don't lie to the stream. I wish you were my mum, Ross. I'd be a great mother. I'd be a great mother. Does it clap when you jump? Yes. Oh, I'm hungry. I'd love to get a takeaway, but I'm cutting. Does she get to become a moderator if the date goes well? No, I'm very picky with moderators. She cannot become a moderator. Calvin should be a moderator, though. Where's Calvin? Calvin. Add as a moderator. Standard moderator. There you go. Calvin's now a moderator. You should bet your eyebrows, though. My eyebrow. I don't want to shave my eyebrows. I just ordered a butter chicken burger. Oh, stop it. Oh, that hurts. However, though, look at this. I am... What am I doing? Trends. Weight. I'm slowly losing weight. This is my weight tracked over recent... That's about 2.5 week period. You can see it went down, then went up a little bit, then went down again. So I am slowly losing weight. Do you ever do fasting? Yeah, I intermittent fast. I do 16/8. So I fast for 16 hours a day. Is this date nailed? Bad pun, sorry. Yeah, it's booked in. Are you a Muslim? I am not a Muslim, but I do appreciate the religion. But no, I'm not Muslim. Just ate pizza and spag bowl. Who has pizza and spaghetti bolognese? You're an absolute monster. I respect it. What does she do for you if you score more than 40? Rhiannon, what do you do for me if I score more than 40? That's something I will think about. That's a good question. I like it. Mummy Ross. Doesn't have the same ring as Daddy Raptor, does it? Mummy Ross. What's my weight goal? My weight goal is 69 kilograms. And it actually is. It's not a joke. It's 69 kilograms. Which would leave me very lean. Come to Canada and I'll make you a sarnie. I would love that, Claudette. I would love nothing more. The comments that you get on these lives are so funny. They are, aren't they? They're outrageous all the time. Reminds me of the pub classic lasagna, chips, and garlic bread. Garlic bread and lasagna is the best pairing. It just really is. Rhiannon, I will shave my beard off if you get more than 40 points. Okay, that's a deal. That's a deal. You can shave your beard off. How many copies of FIFA can you buy from one stream's income? Are you asking how much I've made from this stream? Again, I would tell you because I don't really care, but I feel like it ruins it for other YouTubers that don't want people to know how much they make from a stream. So I won't tell you. 500 copies. First time I'm staying post deadline and it's been the best part, not going to lie. I'm telling you, this is the best part of the stream. It's the best part of the stream. Although I'm very hungry, so I'll only probably do a few more minutes. How tall are you? I'm like between 5'9" and 5'10". I think I'm closer to 5'10", but I'm probably lying. It's probably closer to 5'9". Maybe I'll give you a $5 if it's a really good score. No, I don't like any of these. I will let you know what I want in return. No, I'm not 5'4". Chat, do I look that short? Wait, I can prove to you I'm tall. Can I? Am I stood next to anyone at any point? I need a video where I look tall. Or a picture. I look tall in that. There you go. That's some long legs. Longley. That is Clement Longley. Have you ever been to Japan? I've not. I've not. Put a banana next to yourself so that we can see you to scale. I've actually got a banana. I could go get a banana. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, there we go. Right. Ignore it. Yeah, Yelena is 5'7", right? Solid 5'7". I'm 5'9". Maybe 5'10". Do you know what? There's probably a few inches there. You're like 8 foot in China. Thank you. That's what I'm going to say. 5'10". I'm 5'10". Yelena's 5'7". I promise you. It's not photoshopped. Oh, it's outrageous. Wait. There's myself and Nana Raptor. She's about 5'4". Oh, look at Nana Raptor. Look how cute she is. Prove that she's 5'7". How am I supposed to prove that? No, I think that's it. I think that's all the proof I've got, sadly. I don't really stand next to people very often. Actually, there you go. There's another picture of me from people from the FPL community. Andy Mack at the back is like 6'4", to be fair. So that's probably not the best. That's probably not the best comparison point. Do you know what? I'm done trying to prove myself to you, chat. I'm done trying to prove myself. This video on Instagram clearly shows that you're 5'4". What video is it? I think I look huge. Massive. Would you get a tattoo? I've actually been discussing this a lot. I would quite like a tattoo. Chat, what do we think about me getting a tattoo? American, what's 69 kilos in pounds? 152 pounds I would like to weigh. That is very light. That's the lightest I've ever been. But I want to go quite lean. Get one of those hair tattoos. I'm not going to get a hair tattoo. I like being bald. I'm fine being bald. I have no issue with it. I was thinking like some kind of sleeve of some kind. But I don't know. You are not as tall as you claim. Think we all know. It's just outrageous. What is my foot size? It's a 9. Get an elephant on your todger. Can you imagine? Rhiannon says sleeves are cool. Right, that's done it for me. Then I'm gonna get a sleeve. It's happening. I'm gonna get a sleeve. I don't have to get a full sleeve or to get like the upper half or the lower half. I think upper half would suit me more, but you know. Just change your cap to one without an opening. No, it looks weird without the opening. It looks really weird. I've tried wearing a cap before. It just looks like a skull cap or something. It doesn't look like a snapback. I don't really wear my hat this way round very often in real life. I wear my hat this way round, but you can't then see my face as well. I have to like lift my head up. Tattoos is it's a sign of a lack of intelligence. I don't know if I believe that. I'm a tattooist. Slide into my DMs on Instagram. Oh, I need to think about it because I don't know what I would even want. Like I don't love anything or anyone enough to get them tattooed on me yet. Don't wear a cap at all. No, I like wearing a cap. Stop trying to fight me. What's for dinner, laddie? Chicken and pasta. I'm cutting at the moment, so I have to watch what I eat. Oh, I took a cracking picture though. This will be the final thing I show you. Oh, I got new shoes, by the way. What do we think of my trainers? New trainers. New trainers. I like them. Are you into fashion, Ross? I don't know if I'm into fashion. I try and dress fashionably. I think I dress fairly well, but no, I'm not like into fashion massively. No. No, actually, I'm not going to. I was going to show you a picture of me topless, but I feel like that's too much for stream. Have you ever thought about switching the cap out for a beanie? I wear beanies a lot. I just, again, not on a stream. Aren't New Balance dad shoes? Potentially. I don't really care what's fashionable. Like, I don't check what's fashionable at all. Here's some pictures of me in a beanie. Exhibit A. Beanie. Exhibit B. Another beanie. Exhibit C. Posing in another beanie. That beanie's a little bit smaller. It's like a fisherman's beanie. But it's still a beanie. I've shown you topless pictures before, chat. Don't lie. Beanie is around 344% better look for you. Okay, I'll wear a beanie. I'll wear a beanie in the next stream for you, chat. If you're telling me that that's what I need to do, that's what I'll do. Do you have a car? I don't have a car because I live in Nottingham city centre, so I don't need a car. I just get the train and the tram and the bus everywhere. What are you having for dinner, Ross? Just chicken and pasta. It's the one that I sent to you a few days ago, Rhiannon. The meal prep food. I've still got one meal prep left. After a live stream, I can never be bothered to cook, so I've just got that. Your back is nice ASF. Thank you. I will actually show you that because I'm proud of it. And then I'm going to end the stream. Don't worry. Best picture I've ever taken in a gym ever is that picture. Ignore the skinny legs. ignore those. But yes, I'm proud of my back. Oh, damn, she's cute. Who's that? Who? Who's cute? Do the Tinder ladies knock you for not having a car? Some people, it's a big thing. Need more leg days. That's outrageous. I think what you mean is you look great, Ross. What do you teach at uni? I teach sports psychology at uni. Sports psychology. Oh my God, my legs have gone asleep. I did leg day yesterday, actually, at the gym. It's the heaviest I've squatted in a long time at the gym yesterday. So. Eating chicken for them chicken legs. Yeah. Legs are not the easiest to grow. They're not, especially when you're lean. I'm quite a lean person, so growing legs isn't easy. Also, just doing legs sucks. They're not that small, Jesus. They're just a normal sized pair of legs. Ross, did you know that tomorrow is Harry Suter's half birthday? Nice, I like it. I'd come to the lecture to hear you, Rossi boy. I would love to do a lecture one day. Maybe I should do an in-person live stream at some point. What did you squat? It was 110 for 5. 110 kilos for 5, which is 242 pounds for 5. It's not that heavy. I'm not got massive legs, I told you. Google Jack Grealish's calves. I know what Jack Grealish's calves look like. Bro, he's doing well in life. On the road to 100k YouTube subs. Teacher, Mrs. Ross, forget the motor. I don't have a missus, but yes, I'm doing okay. Oh, the camera's gone. Do you know what? That's probably my sign, chat. The camera's gone. It's almost 3 hours. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for being here as always. I love you all very, very much. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back. Remember, Game Week 33 deadline is Tuesday. So there will be a Tuesday deadline stream where we'll set up our teams for Game Week 33. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon.